Hello, everyone. Welcome to History with Hersabat. I'm your host, Chris, aka Hersabat. Today, I'll be conversing with a couple of down-to-earth, good-hearted individuals about the year that was 1994. The views shared on this podcast come from your everyday, ordinary people. My hope is that it'll give a unique perspective on history. For future podcasts, we're going to be doing the year 1995, and we're going to follow up with another What's the Deal podcast with What's the Deal with Mediums Psychics. That should be interesting. Looking forward to that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. First, we're going to start with our strange news article of the week.
Yay.
Love this section. This one, again, from the Huffington Post, is titled, Massachusetts Man Pleads Guilty to Dousing Bewitched Statue in Red Paint. A man will be sentenced to 18 months of probation after pleading guilty to vandalizing the Bewitched statue by dousing the Salem, Massachusetts tourist attraction with red paint over the summer. The 32-year-old resident was originally sentenced to a year in jail, but a Salem District Court judge suspended the sentence on conditions the man repay the cost of repairing the damage inflicted on the bronze statue. The statue depicts actor Elizabeth Montgomery as lead character Samantha Stevens in the 1960s sitcom, sitting on a broomstick in front of the crescent moon. In June, a prosecutor said the man was going through a rough time and wanted to do something to get arrested, and was held on bail. His attorney said that he had been living in a shelter for 2 weeks since his marriage ended and had been looking for a new job. He also was charged with disorderly conduct and will be dismissed, which will be dismissed after 30 days. Mission accomplished. I was like, okay.
That'll do it, yeah.
His whole reasoning for it was I'll just go with this article here, because he's like, well, I was looking for a way to get arrested, and, he knows what he's doing, so I imagine he'll get a new job.
It's kind of an inventive way to get arrested.
Yeah.
Plus, his new job could be, like, statue painter.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture of it. He did pretty good.
Yeah. Right?
He missed a couple spots, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not the worst, but yeah, might have a future. Hopefully.
Well, the best of luck to him.
Best of luck. Best of luck to you, sir. I don't know if does it say his name. No, it doesn't say his name. I think that's probably for the best.
Well, he's definitely a listener, so
absolutely. Probably.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We will now move into our 10 questions segment, because we have a new guest with us on the podcast today.
Shit.
Yes, we do. We have Aaron, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
All right. Well, for the new people on our podcast, we do a special thing for our listeners. We do a 10 questions segment where we ask you 10 questions just to get to know you a little better. And the first question, I'm going to go with, what's your favorite sound?
Favorite sound? Okay.
Yeah, you're in the hot seat now.
Yeah.
And you can't get it wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna say a good slap sound, just smack, and it's
okay.
Yeah.
A
little controversial, but
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like a stock slap sound effect. Just. Psh.
Oh wow! I'm just gonna speed you serotonin throughout this whole podcast. There you go. All right. Well,
look how happy he is. He loves getting slapped.
What's your least favorite sound?
That squishing noise, I guess you would say, when you have wet socks and you step. It's like,
ooh,
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're stepping on layers and layers of cake almost, but yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes. All right.
Yes.
What
truly pitiful. Yes.
What is your favorite word? It can be in any language, even Pig Latin.
No, I'm not that smart. Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
it's fun.
That's a word.
That's a word.
That is a word.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. All right.
And you win.
Hey. All right. What is your least favorite word, sir? Least favorite word.
It's kind of a phrase, but ado. Without further ado.
Oh God, I say that a lot.
Right. Without further ado, here's this. Like, does anyone actually give ado? Like just give it
I
a
don't know.
chance? It's always like without further ado. Which I'm guessing, I guess it just means just pause, like without, I've never really looked it up. I've just.
May I ask, what would you prefer to hear instead of that?
Well, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Or,
All right.
yeah.
Get on with it. Okay, I'll make a mental note.
No fancy schmancy language for you.
Well, when we get
Fucking
on with it,
Frenchie.
we're getting on with it. We're getting on with it. Moving on now. Yes. We will go to what is your favorite curse word? Can also be in any language.
I do say fuck a lot.
Yeah.
Just in casual conversation.
Yeah,
well, fucking A.
Classic.
Yeah.
Nothing's
wrong with fuck. Nothing wrong with fuck.
Yeah. I generated quite a potty mouth at college, and it's been pretty bad ever since.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Those kids will really get you fucked up, man.
Are we going with fuck then, or?
Yeah, that
okay,
sounds good.
okay,
That's a
okay.
good happy video.
Okay. Other than your current profession, what job or what would you like to do? Other than the job you have right now, what profession and what would you like to try out? Like some people say, like I'd like to be an actor or an astronaut, sort of deal.
It would be really cool to be a FPV film drone pilot.
Ooh, what's that? Explain.
So like drones that are like fast and moving, they have like $8,000 cameras that you're getting like action shots with that chase scenes with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's something I've kind of dabbled in with like other drone stuff, but never like the super expensive like 8K camera drones and stuff like that.
Okay.
So. If you ever get into that, don't show them the video that you have on YouTube where you crash the drone.
Where I crash
twice.
the drone, yes. Still learning, yeah.
Don't put that on your resume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not a demo reel kind of
What job or profession would you not like to do, other than the one you're doing right now? If it's
teacher.
Teacher. Yeah, I can.
God, kids annoy the shit out of me, and I just want to be like, do you not understand this? Like I understand this. Why don't you understand this? So
I have the same problem. No, I really do.
My patience with that is extremely low.
Teaching anybody anything, if they don't get it immediately, I get pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, what lifts your spirits? What elates you? Get your juices flowing.
I'm just gonna say 8 hours of solid sleep.
Yeah, that's a solid. I mean, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, right.
lately it's been brutal. Oh boy.
Solid 8 hours of sleep.
Yep. Then I wake up and like, oh fuck yeah, let's get this day going. Woo! And you can like hop out of bed. Yeah.
God. All right. What deflates you? What brings you down?
Thinking about my student loan debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? It's like, I'm like I'm turning the corner and like, oh wait, I still got this mountain of debt back there just chilling. It's like, hey, I'm still here. But
don't forget about me.
It's best just ignore it like I do. So.
Nope.
That what?
Lifeless.
That's good. That is a solid strategy. Just ignore your problems.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Eventually, they will go away.
They will, yeah.
I mean, you might go away too, but they will as well.
Worth it.
Everything, it's a draw. All right. And the last question: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I think it would be funny to hear, "Oh God, we've made a mistake," or
we just now realized.
Or it's like, "Wait a minute, you're not on the list." I'm like,
who had that? I think Nick had that same answer.
Oh,
right?
really?
Like, yeah, his answer was like, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, okay.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. Ballers was I hope you had fun, which sounds so menacing. Like, because it's not going to be any fun when you get in here, pal. I hope you had fun. All right. Well, thanks, Aaron. Thank you. Everybody, that is Aaron. Hopefully we will.
Excellent work.
Have him back from here on out from time to time. But we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. Just kidding. As for now, we will now move into our timeline section of the podcast.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Can we all get along? Can we get along?
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
What the hell were you thinking?
They served a search warrant on me, which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted.
Susan, I'm gay.
That Diana, Princess of Wales, has in fact been killed in that car accident.
A Senate panel describes Y2K, the year 2000 computer bug, as a worldwide crisis.
And on January 8th, Valery Polyakov begins his 437.7-day orbit of the Earth, eventually setting the world record for days spent in orbit. He would repeat the feat a few years later to avoid bookies, but was beaten to death in space anyway. On February 26th.
Poor guy.
Yeah. You gotta pay your debts. Can't escape them.
Even in space, they're crafty. On February 26th, Bill Hicks dies at the age 32 from liver cancer that had spread from his pancreas. In his will, Bill wrote that if anyone ever decided to steal his material, please don't let it be Dennis Leary. That guy fucking sucks. We go to, any Bill Hicks favorite quote or joke or anything like that, something that sticks out to you.
Didn't he, on his deathbed, say something about him dying of cancer was the biggest joke of all or something like that?
I kind of feel like I've heard that in one of his documentaries that have been made about him. I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Obviously the way that he would end his shows with, it's just a ride. His just a ride's basically, it's not even a joke. It's just like a speech almost, The world's very, it's bright colored and all that stuff. And it's just a ride. And people remind us that, it's just a ride. And what do? We kill those guys, shut him up, Look at my bank account. Look at my family. This is all real, and it's just a ride. Yeah.
His jokes. He has so many good ones. The one about the cigarette packs, the Surgeon General's warning, warning: smoking may cause fetal injury or premature birth. Fuck it. Found my brand.
Yeah.
just don't get the ones that say lung cancer.
Right.
Shop around. Is your body. Yeah.
I had what is it that someone said that he said I think it was evangelical Christian said that dinosaurs' bones were put there by God to test their faith. God's just down there he's just a prankster and he's just digging in the hole. He's like, we will see who believes in me now.
Yeah. I'm killing me.
No, man. Yeah. One of my favorite comics of all time. One of my favorite. Top 3. Bill Hicks. All of his specials are fantastic. He's just way too young. 32 is insane. He's so young when he died. You think what
crazy.
He'd be saying nowadays is, it's just crazy.
He'd probably be like Mark Maron.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because, I don't know, Mark Maron's early stuff was very Bill Hicks-ish.
Yeah.
And then he kind of mellowed out a little bit. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if Bill Hicks could mellow out.
Yeah.
He was just way too angry and cynical all the time.
Aaron, do you have any favorite Bill Hicks?
I can't even think of one off the top of my head. No, I unfortunately not.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's like I said, he's one of my favorites. So, I think he's got all his specials up on Netflix. So if anybody has Netflix, check him out. Really interesting stuff. I believe there's in England he made it big. Is where he got his big, following, and so they dedicated a day to him in England. There's Bill Hicks Day. So, he's loved in the UK, not so much in the United States, with his famous joke, oh God, where he's like, "Your children are not special," and
Oh
then he's like,
yeah.
"Yeah," and he's like, "This, ladies and gentlemen, is what's made me remain anonymous." God, your children are not special. God, yeah, I don't want to butcher it too much, but yeah, Bill Hicks. All right, we'll move on here. On March 12th, a photo by Marmaduke Wetherall, previously touted as proof of the Loch Ness Monster, is confirmed to be a hoax, and fears arise that it will devastate Scotland's tourism income until it's remembered that they still have liquor. On April 5th, Kurt Cobain, the lead singer of Nirvana, commits suicide at age 27 at his home in Seattle. Kurt Cobain was often thought of and described as the John Lennon of his generation, not because of his music, but rather that both their wives were batshit crazy. Yes. Kurt Cobain
allegedly committed suicide.
Allegedly, yes. I've seen that documentary too. Some like El Deuce or something like that, or some wrestler. I don't know. It's all kooky.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did kill himself.
Yeah, I'm almost 100% certain. Yeah, I don't even think it's a doubt. Yeah, it really. I mean, when Kurt Cobain, I try to remember if it could just be my own head, but I seem to remember like watching like the news or something like that and seeing that pop up that evening that he died. Like Kurt Cobain, lead singer of Nirvana, is dead at age 27. That, and the famous 27 group. That's Jim Morrison, all that stuff. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix.
I can't say I remember seeing anything on the news about it.
Yeah, it could have been in my head.
6.
But
would have been like 8 years old, so yeah, maybe I did, but it didn't register anything with me.
No, yeah, neither did I. It just like who, and then even though I had heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit" like a few years earlier, but yeah, Kurt Cobain, huge. I mean, that was pretty much the end of the grunge era. Now with that, it just all we have is remnants basically. So which we get Creed. So look forward to that in a few years.
Absolutely.
Nickelback and all that. So look forward to that.
Yeah, the post-grunge
era. Yeah. Which would also, this would make way for new metal. So look forward to that.
That's just the circle of life.
Yes.
Yep.
So crazy. Tragic day, but yeah, Kurt Cobain. We'll move on now to May 10th, 1994. A partial solar eclipse takes place the same day Jeffrey Dahmer was baptized and John Wayne Gacy was executed, which just goes to show you that a number of coincidences can occur and mean absolutely nothing.
Yes,
that's true. John Wayne Gacy was executed the same day as Jeffrey Dahmer being baptized. There was a solar eclipse that day. I found that out through the new Jeffrey Dahmer show that's on Netflix. I was like, is that true? And to an extent it is, but John Wayne Gacy was executed like a little after midnight, I'm pretty sure, on May 10th. So that solar eclipse would happen later in the day when Jeffrey Dahmer was baptized, but John Wayne Gacy was not executed at the exact same time, like they make it seem in the show. So, but yeah, we'll move on now to May 26th. Michael Jackson marries Lisa Marie Presley in the Dominican Republic. When asked what drew him to Lisa Marie, Michael Jackson responded, "Have you seen her? She's got the buttocks of a 12-year-old." On June 17th, NFL star O.J. Simpson and his friend Al Collins flee from the police in his white Ford Bronco.
Classic
chase.
The low-speed chase ends at Simpson's Brentwood, Los Angeles mansion, where he surrenders, but not before first disposing of his trusty murdering gloves and hat. On July 8th, North Korean President Kim Il-sung dies, but officially continues to hold office in spirit. Kim Il-sung's son, Kim Jong-il, the new head of the party, remembers his father by forcing North Korea to listen to Achy Breaky Heart for a month straight. On August...
Heart again. Never dies.
God. And neither does their leader. Yeah, that's true. He's when Kim Il-sung died, he still remained the head of the head of the nation basically, and his son's like the head of the party. So they still celebrate as if he's still there. Yeah, fun place, North Korea. On August 16th, 1994, the IBM Simon smartphone, the first ever commercially available smartphone for the public, is released. It was no match, however, for however, for the ever-popular beeper. September 13th, President Bill Clinton signs the federal assault weapons ban, which bans the manufacture of new firearms with certain features for a period of 10 years. Those features being, of course, brown hair, fair skin, and an intern-esque physique. On October 4th, in Switzerland, 23 members of the Order of the Solar Temple cult are found dead, a day after 25 of their fellow cultists are similarly discovered in Morin Heights, Quebec. After a lengthy investigation by the Swiss police and corresponding agencies, Dick Van Dyke is hired to get to the bottom of the incident. His diagnosis? Murder. On November 5th...
Wait, you said it was the Order of the Solar Temple? Right? Is that
Yeah, Order of the Solar Temple. Called...
Which one was that?
Is that the...
I believe it's like a far-right one.
Based upon the ideals of the Knights Templar. Oh
Yeah.
man, you don't fuck with the Knights Templar.
Yeah, they starred in Last Crusade. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, this wasn't the guys that did the Hale-Bopp comet.
Oh,
no. That was like 99?
We'll get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
so this is some other cult.
Yeah, some other cult.
Mass suicides, yeah, whatever. No biggie.
On November 5th, 1994, former U.S. President Ronald Reagan pens a letter announcing that he has Alzheimer's disease, but forgets to mail it out. On November 15th, 1994, the initial release of Netscape Navigator takes place, causing Bill Gates to make a pact with Satan to devour his enemies and spread diseases all over the world. And that will do it for our timeline of 1994.
Man, yes. Netscape Navigator. I remember Netscape.
Yes. I'm pretty sure Microsoft basically bullied them out. I can't remember exactly how he did it, but allowed Microsoft Windows to be the monopoly, essentially, that they would later get in trouble for. They just basically cut it out. Yeah, they made it so you wouldn't even need it. Yeah, good stuff. Bill Gates, cutthroat. That's how you do it. All right, we will now get to the entertainment section of the podcast, and we will now get to the top 10 movies in terms of gross of 1994.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
What's in the bar?
He's beginning to believe.
You can't handle the truth.
I must have drank me about 15 Dr. Peppers. You are a child plaything. I see dead people.
First appearance of dead.
Hold on to your butt.
All right. Okay.
That was a trip, yeah.
All right. Top 10 movies of 1994. Number 10 was Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Good old Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kristen Dunst, playing like the immortal 12-year-old.
And what's his name? Christian Slater? He was the guy doing the interview? At the very beginning and at the very end.
Wow.
Right? And at the end he's all like, "Bite me, I want to be a vampire."
Game over, man. Yeah, I think so. Or, no, that was the other guy. That's not Christian Slater.
That's Bill Paxton.
That's Bill Paxton. Yeah.
I know my Twister knowledge.
Yeah. Damn it. I get those two confused.
We'll get the Twister eventually.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Is Christian Slater in that? I don't remember. I think I've seen that movie once. I've seen that movie once. I'm not a big fan of the vampires. I don't like the biting of the neck and the wrist and the blood and the whole thing.
You know, the biting and the blood and all that.
The whole thing. Not a fan. Just makes you feel uneasy.
Yes, it is Christian Slater, by the way.
Yes. Aaron, you got any thoughts on Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a movie. It happened. It was.
Absolutely.
It was decent. I only remember like seeing it ages ago, like more than 10 years ago, and it was like, okay, that's pretty good. And then,
I've only seen it once. I have nothing really to add. We'll move on now to number 9, which this might make any better, but Maverick with Mel Gibson and what's her name, Jodie Foster, where he's like deals with cards because he's a gambler sort of deal. I don't know.
I
think I've seen it once.
I have nothing to bring to this. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that movie.
Yeah, I've seen it once. It had like a Clint Black country artist as one of his songs was played like on the theme of it. I remember that because I have to hear it on car rides. So yeah, Maverick, an okay Mel Gibson movie. I never really had any issues with it. It's just doesn't really stick out, you know. It's so.
Right.
Number 8. This one's a big one. Well, maybe The Mask. The Mask at number 8.
Oh yeah. Woo! Oh man.
Smoking.
The dog that gets the mask and just goes on a killing spree and yeah.
Killing spree?
That's the son of
He
the
knocks all the robbers over when the dog gets the mask, and he like runs around, and if I remember correctly, yes. The dog
that sounds right.
At one point, the dog had obtained the power of the mask and was going
true.
on a yes.
Yes. At the end of the movie, and then he takes it off, and Stanley puts it back on, and swallows a bomb, and then he's good.
That's
yeah. That movie was. I mean, this was a hell of a year for Jim Carrey. We were talking about it, I think yesterday or something like that. 1994.
We mentioned
at The Mask, and you'll hear a couple others, but I mean, this was a huge year.
Interesting.
I don't know which one came out first, but yeah, The Mask. I remember watching that and I thought it was hysterical. Just cartoony. Didn't really get a lot of some of the references that, you know, more adult references and stuff like that. But Cameron Diaz made me feel things, and that's all that mattered. All right. We will now move to number 7. Was Speed, the movie Speed. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock.
Man.
Oh yeah, the bus that couldn't slow down.
Right? Yep. I think it was I couldn't go below 50 miles an hour or 55.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was. That wasn't a
Dennis
bad movie.
Hopper is the bad guy. Yeah.
Not a bad one. I saw it semi recently within the last couple of years. Of all Speed 2 is definitely worse. Speed 2, Cruise Control. Where they're
boats.
in a boat going like 10 miles an hour. So speed. that's the whole thing. Yeah, whatever. But Speed, the original, is it's a good classic action movie. That was really a breakout for Sandra Bullock too, because you know that was when people got to notice her. She might have actually been up for an award for that. Might have gotten nominated.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
We'll move on to number 6 here. Clear and Pleasant Danger. Is it present? Clear and Pleasant Danger? I don't know. Yeah, Present Danger. Did I put pleasant?
Clear and present danger.
Present. I put Pleasant.
Oh, that's well, you know, then you don't have to worry about it then. It's pleasant. Danger.
It's still danger, but it's pleasant.
Oh,
Present.
it's got William Dafoe. Oh, okay, and Harrison Ford.
Yes. Yes.
That's there in that movie. Yep.
Oh, it's
James
Jack,
Earl Jones.
It's Jack Ryan again.
Yeah,
okay.
Harrison Ford was Jack Ryan before Ben Affleck took over for Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
In the 2000s.
It's a Tom Clancy novel.
Yeah. And did Tom Cruise ever play Jack Ryan? I feel like he did, but I could just be
probably.
Jack Reacher, I believe, is.
Oh, Jack Reacher.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, that was Tom Cruise. Yeah,
it was.
That might be what I'm thinking of. Okay. Number
Too many Jacks.
Number 5.
Jacks everywhere.
This fucking movie, man. Number 5. The Flintstones. The Flintstones.
Oh.
John Goodman. Rick Moranis.
John Goodman.
What's her name? Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh man.
I don't know who played Wilma. I don't remember who played Wilma. I want to say I wouldn't know. But yeah, that was I mean, it was pretty well done. I mean, the special effects for how they transferred from cartoon to TV or movie, I should say, was not bad. Yeah, I just honestly, I don't think it's a terrible movie. If I could look back at it, I actually don't think it's terrible. Viva Rock Vegas, now that's a shit movie. Don't get me wrong. But The Flintstones, it's not bad. It's got what's his name? Kyle McClanahan or McLaughlin or something like that. I don't know. But he's like the bad guy in that. Holly Berry's in that movie as his like secretary.
Kyle McLaughlin.
McLaughlin, yeah. Yeah, he's good. So yeah, it's not a bad movie, but it's not, you know. All right, we'll move on now to the start of it all. Number 4, The Santa Claus. Top 4. 1994.
Okay.
The Santa Claus. Well, when I was a kid, I loved this movie. I thought it was great. And when I was a kid, I liked Tim Allen. I liked the whole thing. I liked his show
Right.
and everything. So,
And he's probably writing his fame of Home Improvement to
oh, for sure.
help. Oh, it's good. Oh yeah, because it was very obviously that was very popular during this time.
Yeah, Home Improvement was on ABC, and ABC was owned by Disney, or at least was in the process of being bought by Disney at that point. And so yeah, Disney tied in with the Santa Claus. It's a whole thing. The whole one conglomerate organization just feeds itself. But yeah, the Santa Claus. Rewatched it. Don't like it nearly as much at all.
Yeah, how could you?
It's kind of like, all right. It doesn't there's some movies that have nostalgia at least, and I really did like this movie growing up, but I just can't. I just don't like it now. It's just kind of whatever. I don't really have much to add other than we would have to watch it. I know in school we'd have to watch it for every the day before we go on Christmas break. It would be like they bring in TVs and everyone just kind of hangs out in pajamas. Santa Claus was definitely playing.
Yeah.
Santa Claus was definitely playing. All right. Anything to add for the Santa Claus, Brad, Aaron?
Nope.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of any scene in that.
Yeah,
movie.
I don't really remember. I know
nothing besides that cover.
I'm pretty sure Tim Allen kills Santa Claus accidentally.
Yeah, it's an inadvertent.
And then he has to become Santa Claus, take his place.
Judge Reinhold is in that movie as the stepdad. Remember that? There's a scene where he's walking down this hallway to save the day, Santa Claus and the elves and all that, and they're listening to ZZ Top, and they start doing this weird dance, and it was so corny. Yeah,
that sounds.
I remember
awesome.
that. Yeah, I remember that. And the kid, I remember that kid too because he's also in another movie that I'll talk about. I think it comes out next year. We'll move on now to number 3, top 3 of movie grossing 1994. Top 3, True Lies. True Lies. James Cameron's True Lies. Saw that one in the drive-in movie theater, and I was told to go to bed because it was for adults, but I didn't go to bed. I stayed awake and I sneakily watched that movie.
I don't really remember any of it.
Oh man, the best scene for me is at the end with the missile.
Yeah,
he was and I forget what he says. The cheesy line that he launches him through the missile at the building and it blows up the entire floor.
You're fired.
Yeah, that's it. You're fired.
Oh yeah, isn't the guy on the missile
yeah, exactly.
Hanging on the
He was trying. He thought taking a fight with a F-16 jet with Arnold and Schwarzenegger it was a good time.
Well, he learned his
the
lesson.
hard way. Yes.
Yeah. I just like that. He's looking at it in the music's all dramatic. It all comes out. Dun,
Oh
dun,
yeah.
dun. Just stops.
Side-eyed and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're fired.
You're fired. Yep.
God, Tom Arnold's in that movie. It's his sidekick, kind of. Well, not really. It's just a partner, I guess. But yeah, I just remember there was a line that he's talking about how he got a divorce from his wife, which I think he got divorced from Roseanne around this time. So this might be a little extra meaning behind this. But the line was "My wife took everything, including the ice cube trays in the freezer. What kind of sick bitch does that?" And I remember thinking that was kind of funny. Who would take the ice? Who cares? Who cares?
That
Why
is
would you
kind
take?
of funny.
Yeah, I was like, all right. So, but it's not a bad movie. It's just it's over the top. Probably James Cameron was thinking, let's just make I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly why he went from, because I think the last movie he made prior to that was Terminator: Judgment Day.
Oh yeah,
it would have been
Yeah.
So it was hey Arnold, you want to keep this cash train going? Okay. And,
I will do it.
That I will do it for
Jimmy
you,
Cameron.
Jimmy. We love you.
You're fired, Jimmy. You're fired. All right. Number 2, second highest grossing movie of 1994, a classic. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah.
Almost drank me about 15 Dr. Peppers. Yeah.
About 15 Dr.
I
gotta
love you,
pay.
Jen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta pay.
Favorite line from that movie? Favorite scene?
Oh my
You like
goodness.
or don't like about that movie? Aaron?
I just hate Jenny for leading him on all those years and being just a horrible friend to him. And though he stuck it out, and he got a year with her at the end before she had passed. Spoilers. But Yeah. Besides Jenny, the whole movie is fantastic. Just he finds himself in just the most, I mean, just ridiculous situations, and like
For sure.
becomes a shrimp boat captain and like Lieutenant Dan, and like ever just so many characters. It's yeah.
All right, Brad, do you have anything?
Oh yeah, not really.
No?
I don't think I like that movie as much as other people.
Yeah.
It's so over the top. He gets involved in all these like culturally significant events.
Oh,
he's just there in the background.
The Black Panthers meeting. Like, man, sorry to disrupt your Panther meeting. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry to disturb your Black Panther party. I believe the book that
like
was written is that's what it is in the book, is him happening to go through all these socially relevant, like
right
milestones. So yeah, that's, I guess, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, how is this one guy, and he's just walks.
I've always thought they should make a sequel and have him in more recent events.
Well,
like he's somehow involved with 9/11 or
he got everyone.
He's like the
out.
bellhop, and he's like the bellhop at 9/11, letting people.
Well, I was thinking maybe he went to like flight school with the same guys that flew the planes into the towers.
Oh God!
And then he like sees it happen, and then he sees they like release the pictures of the guys, and it's like, oh, something I don't know. I don't even know. Like, hey, like I went to school with those guys. I guess they weren't really paying attention.
Yeah, I was saying like maybe he was teaching them, and he doesn't even realize he's teaching them that to do that, and he's just like, man, this whole time bad stuff happens.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't even realize that they purposely crashed the planes in the building. He thought like, oh, they just weren't listening in class.
Forrest Gump. There's it's a classic film. There's a lot of classic lines. There was going to be a sequel, but it didn't get off the ground. I don't think Tom Hanks wanted to be a part of it either. Sally Field as his mom, all the little, I don't know, all the side, characters, supporting actors and whatnot. Lieutenant Dan, Bubba, all that
Lieutenant
stuff.
Dan's awesome.
Jenny, although as a character, she's, I think she's got, her dad's like molesting her at home and shit, and she's got all sorts of issues, clearly. I think one of the, like, it like peaks when she's like listening to, what is it, Freebird, and shooting up heroin, and then gets on the the edge of the building.
She's about ready to kill herself.
About ready to jump off. She just doesn't have anything. The only person that's been solid in her life has been Forrest, and she's, hasn't been the best to him the whole time. But he just doesn't care. It's just Forrest is, who he is. So,
right.
Interesting is that Tom Hanks was not sure what he was going to sound like as Forrest, and he got his accent by talking to the young kid actor who plays Forrest, because that's how he actually talks. So he just mimics the kid. Yep. So they spent a lot of time together, and that's where he came up with Forrest's whole, talking. That's how he does it. That's why it is. So excellent movie. I think maybe overrated, maybe in some aspects.
Maybe, I don't know,
but
I'd have to watch it again. But that movie's like 3.5 hours long.
It's a long one. Yeah.
It just keeps going.
It definitely has an amazing soundtrack, that's for sure. But we'll move on now to the number one, the top movie of 1994.
Oh shit!
Any guesses, Brad? I think I already told you, so you can't. Actually, Aaron, can you guess what 1994's top movie is?
94? Oh my god. I don't know. I got nothing.
Nothing. Lion King.
Think.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Disney's empire.
Yep.
Continues. Yeah.
Now that movie, I know we saw in theaters.
Yeah.
I remember that sun rising in the theater. Yeah.
I saw that at a drive-in.
It's a great movie.
I saw that at a drive-in theater. Actually, the very first time I ever saw it, my neighbor had gone to the drive-in or something like that, and someone had put a VHS tape in. Basically, they had someone that worked there that recorded the tape, Lion King, on VHS before it was even out on actual VHS. It was straight from the theater. and we watched
weird.
it. Yeah, we watched it at the house, and yeah, it was
How the hell did they do that, I wonder?
I don't know. I
They
remember
record The Lion King on VHS from the film reel?
something like that. All I know is that I was a kid, and The Lion King, we had not seen it yet, and it was out in theaters at the drive-in, and my neighbor brought it over on VHS, a blank tape that was not Lion King. We watched it, and I was like,
the
"What
original fucking pirate there."
Yeah. But we watched that a lot growing up, all the time. I could recite the first. I mean, aside from the singing, other than that, the mouse comes out from the little crack, and he's like sniffing around, and then all of a sudden the paw comes down and Scar. He says life's not fair. You see, I shall never be king, and you shall never see the light of another day. And he goes to eat the mouse, says adieu, and he says let's get going, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's the first lines of The Lion King. I watched that a ton. The Mufasa death scene.
So did we.
Yeah, made me tear up as a kid for sure. Oh God, I love Timon and Pumbaa.
You know what won't make you tear up is that remake.
Oh no, I haven't bothered to watch it.
I never saw the live action remake.
I watched about half of it.
Is it like the exact same movie, just CG, everything else?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like realistic CG, so there's no facial expressions or anything because they're supposed to be like real lions.
Real lions. Oh, that's no fun.
What, so like Homeward Bound, basically, where they don't actually have the mouths.
No, their mouths move.
Oh,
they
God.
move, but
That's
there's
weird.
no, no moving eyebrows or. It's
That's classic.
Weird.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, I did see the musical Lion King, and that was fantastic. That's totally different. That's totally different.
A different thing, yeah. Yeah, Jon Favreau really fucked up on that one.
Right.
Yeesh.
There was that scene where Simba lies down in the grass and the flowers or whatever, the seeds, they blow up into the night sky, and it was believed to be where the seeds spell out sex. That's the idea. Oh God.
Yeah.
Everyone's thinking part of these Disney, I don't know what you call it, not like underground
the
stories.
animators.
Yeah.
The animators are a bunch of perverts. Yeah.
Essentially.
We did that in high school with Mrs. Kent. Her, I think, music appreciation class. For some reason, we decided that it's like, let's freeze frame it and see if you can see sex. And I guess you kind of can.
Well, I know what it says. It says SFX. It's supposed to be for the sound of, the special effects people on the. It was the nod to them, but people think it said SEX. It kind of looks like it, kind of, but it's when you see that it's supposed to be S. Exactly, when it says SFX, you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, I used to just also pause it. Look what it says. Like, it doesn't really say anything. I swear it says something. Yeah. Lion King. All right, we will now move on to personal film selections of 1994.
This better be good.
Well, we'll start off with a banger, a real knee slapper. Schindler's List. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
comedy classic. Yes.
Yeah. Spielberg never really did comedies until Schindler's List.
Right.
Nothing ever really topped that since.
Yeah. I like the Muppet
fucking
version
hilarious movie.
Yeah, the Muppets with Schindler. Yeah, it's a good one. In all honesty, Schindler's List is a difficult movie to watch.
That movie
it's
kind of leaves you like white as a ghost after you watch it.
It's rough. I remember we watched it in school, and the teacher was like, "I better not hear anyone laugh," and I was like, "Who the hell would laugh?" But I guess you'll find out who's going to be in prison.
There's nothing you can even possibly laugh at.
Yeah. Just
like, oh look,
right.
You have to go through all their teeth and their watches and all their belongings.
Right. Yeah. Look at them gathering them all up into a gas chamber.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the joke?
Ooh.
So, yeah. I remember
it's a great
Spielberg
movie.
has said, often that was a very difficult movie to make. That he had to take breaks and get inspiration or something like that. Call people to cheer him up because it was just so depressing. But yeah, I can imagine being Jewish himself adds a whole other thing to it that I just can't relate to. But yeah, it's a rough one. But yeah, excellent film. Just
it's also great to make out during that movie.
Yep, I was gonna say it's a good make out film. I was gonna do. Yep. It's long too, so you're good. We're making out for
Yeah. Yep.
We'll go to another personal film selection of mine. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. The first one. Jim Carrey basically made this movie in many ways. He actually rewrote a lot of it because he didn't like the script, and the final product is basically him. So I can only imagine what the script was before, because what it
maybe
is.
It was too tame before. He's like, he would never act like this. I know the character.
Absolutely, he talks with his ass. Yeah.
I mean, there's more ass talking in the scene.
Isn't he getting like a violent blowjob at the beginning of that movie? Right?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I had no idea that was going on when I was a kid.
Yeah, you don't really know when you're a kid, but if you watch
what's
this,
going on?
What's
Why
going on here?
is she like? I don't even know what she's doing, and I just didn't understand. But yeah, it's basically like that. Yeah, like
I die laughing when he's pretending to be crazy and he's in that insane asylum. He has the tutu on, and he's pretending he's playing football.
Oh yeah, he's got this the plunger, and he's like messing around with the plunger. I think he gets it on his face, and he's like plunging his own face. It's weird. Yeah.
But then he does like slow motion.
All right, yeah.
And then he reverses it, and oh my god. He's like,
I see. Okay.
What does he say? He's like halftime, and he splashes water on his face from the drinking fountain, and he just slams his face into the bench. Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. And there's some horrible transphobia at the end.
Right.
Remember that girl was actually a guy, and
yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah, that wasn't for kids.
Nope. Not at all.
Turned her around, and there's the bulge in the back.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Say hello to Mr. Winky. Everyone's like,
my god.
Everyone starts puking and.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's.
Dude, I
Remember
totally
that?
forgot about.
Wow.
I forgot all about that. I just remember him getting eaten by a shark and being really goofy and like stopping a bullet in his teeth. And he had all these animals, and I'm pretty sure what's his name? Hector. It might be Hector from Breaking Bad. Is like the man, not the manager, the landlord of his apartment.
Oh,
complex.
is he in that movie? Wow.
I think that might be him, but I could.
Look at me, Hector.
Yeah,
Hector. I just got done rewatching that whole series. That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just started season 6 of Better Call Saul, so don't say anything.
Yeah. I need to start that show now that I watched Breaking Bad.
It's amazing.
Again.
It makes it Breaking Bad even better. All right, we'll move on now to the next film, Star Trek Generations. I don't know if either or one of you have seen that film, but it's
I was
never in the Star Trek.
Yeah, agreed. I never really got into it. Besides the, I think the Star Trek movie where they go back in time and then like in the 90s, or to go forward.
They go back in time to the 80s. Yeah, that's
right.
That's the voyage home.
Yeah, and they have to get the whales or something.
Yeah, they need a whale to translate.
That's all I remember of Star Trek. That's it. Yep.
That's rough. There's more. I swear. That's rough.
There's more to it. There's more to it than that.
Yeah. Star Trek Generations stars. It's got two intersecting storylines between the original Star Trek series and Star Trek: The Next Generation, which was ending, I believe, that year. 1994 it ended. So it stars William Shatner and Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard and Captain Kirk. So James T. Kirk. But it's not a bad film. It's a nice ending to the whole thing. All right, we will now move to another personal film selection of mine. Probably my favorite comedy of all time. My go-to good feeling movie. I can quote it endlessly. Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. I love this movie. Every scene, I laugh. I still laugh. It's been out for so long, and it still makes me laugh to this day. I'll let you guys go ahead before I jump in. If you have any favorite scenes, anything that stuck out to you that that you think about maybe from time to time, or maybe nothing of the above. Go ahead, Brett or Aaron.
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind, he's like imagining fighting that chef or whatever.
Yep.
The chef comes out. It's just ridiculous noises and punches him in the chest, pulls out his heart, and puts it in like a doggy bag and hands it to him. Like I remember that. Like,
just, the song that plays in the
goes,
background.
"Ooh, ooh, ooh."
Yeah, and then
just God, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
That whole scene. Okay, that you brought that up. That whole scene. So that was the first time that MTV ever had a Best Kiss in a movie award or nomination sort of. And Dumb and Dumber was the winner of that
ridiculous kiss.
That ridiculous kiss. That's in that.
Where he's like sucking her whole face off.
And I used to say that joke all the time when I was younger, where I would be with a bunch of friends. We'd be in some, like, I don't know, like a Subway or something like that, just the diner area. It's all kind of quiet, and I would out loud just yell out, so she says, "Do you love me?" And I said, "Do you love me?" And she says, "No, that's a real nice ski mask." And everyone would laugh, fake laugh, like it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard in their life, because that's the joke in Dumb and Dumber.
It's just like the punchline of a joke that you don't really hear.
Yeah, so she said, "You love me?" And he says, "No, that's a real nice ski mask." And everyone laughs in the fucking room. Like, it's not funny at all. There's like remotely funny about that. He pulls up his legs and then like farts and like a flame grows out and everyone laughs. Then throws popcorn in his face. It doesn't make any sense. And then just goes to
it's
the
just
scene where
him
he shoves her
imagining.
face.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's headlights instead of her tits, and then it's a truck coming his way.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Oh shit! And when he walks out of like 7-Eleven, those two guys.
Big gulps.
Like, yeah, big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. I don't know why that's so funny.
Aaron, do you have any highlights from Dumb and Dumber any scenes that you like or anything like that?
Oh man, that was the scene I was gonna bring up, was the heart pulling out of the chest. One was one of my favorites. It's just so random and excessive. But yeah, the whole movie's just. Oh, of course, the Petey, the pet bird. Pretty bird. My God. They duct tape his head back on.
Yeah.
My birds' heads are falling off. You know. That's a classic.
God. That whole line where they're in the van, the dog van, which is great. I spent my life savings to turn my van into a
dog.
The alarm alone cost me $200. It's a shaggin' wagon. Chicks love it. But like when they're driving out, and he's like, "Where'd you get that?" And he's like, "I was able to scrounge up 25 extra bucks before we left." He's like, "Where'd you get 25 extra bucks?" "I sold some things to Billy and 4C. "The blind kid?" "Yeah." "What did you sell him, Lloyd?" "Oh, a few bucks, a baseball card, sack of marbles." "Petey." "Petey? You sold my dead bird to a blind kid?" "Lloyd, Petey didn't even have a head." He's like, "Harry, I took care of it." And the next scene, the parrot bird, the parakeet's just duct taped on. The blind kid's like, pretty bird. Only want a cracker. Kick his ass, Seabass. You know, the whole thing where they make Seabass's crew pay for the.
God.
Seabass and the fellows said they pay for our tip. They're very kind. Seabass said that? Well, if that gentleman over there is Seabass. And he does that whole finger down, it's the exact sort of like thing you would do for give us the check. And he's like, "All right, if that's what he wants." And they start taking a bunch of shit at the counter.
Yep.
They take off. Oh God.
Oh, and after they take off, it's like, "Oh, where'd you? Oh, I saw it in a movie." It's like, "Oh, so they got away scot-free." He's like, "No, they caught up with them half a mile down the road and slit their throats."
It was a good one.
It was a good one. Yeah. Man,
you just hear the van accelerate. And he's like, "Harry, I know this isn't a good time, but when you get a moment, I gotta pee." He's like, "Are you crazy? I'm not gonna pull over now." He's like, "But I gotta go. What am I supposed to do? Quick, whiz into one of your beer bottles." And he does. The cop pulls him over, drinks the piss.
Drinks
the whole,
it.
It's just one funny scene after another.
Yeah.
That is literally 10 minutes of the film. The whole thing is fantastic. I love the interaction between him and Mary when he first picks her up, from the airport. He's driving her. He's like, "So why are you going to the airport? Flying somewhere?" And she's like, "How'd you guess?" And he's like, "Well, I saw your luggage, and then I saw plane tickets, and then when I saw luggage, I put two and two together." And then she gets kind of nervous, like that. And he's like, "What's a little nervous about the flight?" She's like, "Something like that." And he's like, "Statistically, there's nothing really to worry about, Mary. They say you're more likely to get killed in a head-end crash on the way to the airport." Like a head-end crash, something like that. And then you see a truck explode in the background. Yeah. The whole thing. Oh, God, I love it. And then he goes to hug her at the end. He's like, "Hey, How about a hug?
How about a hug?
And he hugs her. Oh, I hate goodbyes.
They spend all that money. The dude opens them. It's what are these? Oh, those are IOUs. Those are. What does he say? Those are better than money.
He's
Or
like, what the hell is this? Those are IOUs, sir. That's as good as money. That's what he said. That's as good as money. Those are IOUs. See that? 275 thou. Might want to hold off onto that. Might want to hold on to that one. Yeah.
God.
And I think I've got like two favorite lines in the whole movie. And one of them is when he's after I think after they get back from at the airport or something like that, after Lloyd jumps off, it's a disastrous. They can't find jobs unless they want to work 40 hours a week or something like that. So Lloyd says, we got to head out and get some bare essentials. And he's like, well, just get what we need, just bare essentials, Harry says. This is the last of our dough. And Lloyd's like, hey, what do I look like? The next scene, he's got a giant foam hat and like a ping pong battle thing, you know. He has interaction with that old lady, you know, and he comes home. And then my favorite line is when he slams the door and he falls to his knees and Harry's like, where's the booze? And Lloyd's like, I got robbed by a sweet old lady on a motorized cart. I didn't even see it coming. I was supposed to see it coming. And then my all-time favorite is when Mary and Lloyd are in the hotel room. She hears him talking. He goes and he runs up to her, he grabs her by the arms, and he's like, Mary, and he can't get it out. And he finally gets it. He's like, I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy. And her face, just like a pure shock and confusement, horror, and it's the whole thing. It fucking kills me every time. And the fact that her name is Merry Christmas if they were to get married. That's also a thing.
Ooh, I never noticed that.
Yeah, that's actually in the deleted scenes. There's a DVD out there that's like the extended edition, which ruins everything. It's like every scene that they cut, but that they should have cut because it's not good. But yes, Dumb and Dumber, obviously, I love that movie. I could talk about it for an hour. Fantastic. We'll move on now to another personal film selection of mine. Pulp Fiction came out in '94. Pulp Fiction.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Zed's dead. Zed's dead. That scene where they are down in that guy's basement with the gimp, that is a freaking terrifying scene.
Oh, yeah.
Get medieval on his ass. It's just the whole thing. Any highlights from Pulp Fiction that you like? There's so many. It's a classic. One of the greatest movies of all time.
Christopher Walken's speech to a young Bruce Willis about his father keeping that watch up his ass.
Kept the watch up his ass.
Yeah. And I want you to have it.
Right. I want you to have it. Right. Yeah. Aaron, you got any special anything that sticks out for you for Pulp Fiction?
Oh, geez, yeah. Besides that whole the gimp scene,
it
was like the when they have to revive Uma Thurman's character.
Oh, right.
The syringe in the heart. I mean, that's like classic scene.
Oh yeah. I think of the dancing scene between John Travolta and Uma Thurman, where they're playing that Chuck Berry song. Yeah, and they're in that. I believe someone said that was like a precursor to Kill Bill with the show that she's on, where she's talking about the 5 badass female like fighters or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, maybe there could be a connection there.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Brad?
Oh man, and then Tarantino showing up and having an excuse to drop a bunch of N-bombs.
Right.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And let's see. That scene with the dancing, John Travolta, just that whole conversation they have. About the expensive milkshakes and comfortable silence, right? Don't they mention something about comfortable silence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like that.
Yeah.
I like that conversation.
And he's John Travolta's character is addicted to heroin, which causes constipation, which is why he's on the toilet at the end when he gets shot by Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic film.
Great movie. Yeah,
great movie.
Maybe it's up there with his best. Definitely.
I think so. Absolutely, it might be his best. I wouldn't be shocked to say that.
Yeah, I know it's hard to pick.
All right, we'll move on now to another movie I'm suggesting for 1994 at least. The Crow. The movie The Crow.
Oh yeah.
Goth horror classic.
Yeah, watch that too much.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that good of a movie.
Yeah, I think I've watched it too much. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, in context of just watching it so much, like we made ourselves, oh, it's a pretty good movie. But now watching it again, it's like, it's like, okay, it's definitely got its memorable parts. And
For sure, yeah. It's just like with Dumb and Dumber, I can just sit there and laugh at it. Even though I've laughed at it, it's just still funny to me. It holds the test of time for me. The Crow, not as much. It's still got some good parts in it, but on the whole, I've probably seen that story done better actually now.
It's like too gothic and over the top gothic.
Yeah. All right, we'll move now.
Can't rain all the time.
It can't rain all the time. Brandon,
or whatever his name is.
Yeah, whatever the hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Brandon Lee. What happened to that guy?
What?
All right, we'll now move on to City Slickers. City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold, as a suggestion. A movie I think you should watch. Very funny, as far as sequels go. There have been. It's not the greatest movie, but it's not bad. John Lovitz actually is funny. It's a rarity, but he's funny. I'm not kidding you. Daniel Stern comes back. Billy Crystal's, classic, and they brought back what's his name? He won an Oscar for it. His first Oscar since Shane, the guy who played Curly in the first movie, plays his twin brother Duke in this one. Callbacks to the first movie.
I've never seen it. I don't think I've even seen the first one.
I am on the same boat there. I have not seen any of these.
I don't think
so. These are really good movies. I strongly suggest watching them. They're really good. I don't want to delve too far into it, spoil it, but it's absolutely one you should absolutely watch. All right, we'll move on to next movie and my suggestions for 1994, or from 1994. Iron Will, Disney movie. Iron Will. I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Will.
About the Iditarod sled dog race. This kid enters it to basically save his house, his family's farm, or wherever the hell they're at. And weird thing is now it has Kevin Spacey in it, so there's sort of this weird overtone. I bet you Kevin Spacey was trying some funny shit with this kid, in between scenes. As Kevin Spacey. But as the movie goes, his dad dies. It's the whole thing. It's well acted. Actually made me want to get sled dogs. It'd be kind of cool to get a bunch of dogs, hook them up to a sled, and just ride around town. But
absolutely.
With that Iditarod sled dog race is rough.
It's got David Ogden Stiers. He was Winchester in MASH. For those MASH fans out there.
Yeah.
He's my favorite MASH character. I watched a lot of MASH when I was living with my parents.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Just
never-ending MASH.
Yeah, I feel you there. Yeah. Every time I would visit home, where's your father? Always in there watching TV. You walk in there, just MASH. Always, just always.
Good show. But yeah, I've never seen that movie. I will.
And I got a new TV to watch it on now too, because Brad gave it to him.
Nice. Upgrade.
Upgrade. All right. We'll move on now. Another few more personal selections for 94. Reality Bites. That's a good movie. That is a timepiece. That is if you want to know what life was like in 1994 for 19, 20-year-old, kids. Reality Bites does a good job on that. Really good.
Yeah.
Is that Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke, Winona Ryder,
Okay.
Janine Garofalo. It's got
okay.
Steve Zahn. I believe Steve Zahn's character, he's gay, and his parents don't talk to him. And Winona Ryder's sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just looking at the cover and stills from the movie. It's it seems like the 90s are setting in.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
The actual the culture of the 90s, I guess, or the look of the 90s.
Yeah,
is
definitely
starting to set in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it really does capture what it was like in that time in 94 for kids growing up. It doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. A lot of the ways. So, but I do recommend it for sure. Reality Bites. All right, we move on now to another selection of mine. we've got the movie Little Giants. Little Giants.
Oh my God. Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
So this is purely nostalgia. I know, it's not great. I know. Having said that, I fucking love this movie. It's so good. Every goofy character kid has got his own little personality. You got Becky the Icebox, and you got Spike, this lunatic kid. His dad's even crazier. The kid's like lifting refrigerators. You've got Ed Harris, I think his name is, or I think it's Ed Harris.
Ed
the
Harris
guy from
again, huh?
Married with Children. What's that guy's name?
Oh no, Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. Ed O'Neill and Rick Moranis going head to head. They're very funny. The whole movie is just, it's really well done. It's one of the better kids movies from Disney to come out. I watched that so much. I can't really even think of like what are we going to use this? I use these for acid indigestion. What are we going to use it for? Intimidation. And he puts it in his mouth. He starts like drooling like the foam.
Oh yeah, makes them foamy.
Yeah.
Like they have rabies. Yeah.
Yep.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
He's got like this kid who can't catch. He's like puts tar on his hands to try and catch the ball, but he claps to break for the play. All right, break, clap. And he's like, oh no, my hands have tar on them. So now he can't break his hands free. So he's trying to, just keeps clapping over and over again. And he just gets destroyed. Then eventually at the end of the movie, he imagines the football is a roll of toilet paper because that's all he can catch. And then he catches it. So that's all you got to do.
There you go.
Have hallucinations. Very funny movie. Little Giants. Two more left. We've got probably one of the greatest movies. I think it in terms of overall ratings, this is, I think, often viewed as up there with Citizen Kane as being the greatest movie of all time. Which is saying a lot. And the fact that it was not well received necessarily, no one went and saw it, really is just a testament to how good it is. The fact that it's just gotten better with time. That is The Shawshank Redemption. Came out in 1994.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
that's a stupendous movie.
Yeah.
I was like, you're looking at the box office gross, and I was like, yeah, that's so low. I'm like, and when you were going through movies, it wasn't even in the top 10. I'm like, oh my gosh, it just snuck under the radar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
sure.
I believe on IMDb it's the highest rated movie on
I believe
IMDb
so.
of all time. I think so.
It's an incredible film. It needs to be seen.
Yeah,
It's in
it's
the they put like films in like a record hall, preserve it for all time, and that's in it. It's one of the films that if aliens come and we're all gone and they find a way to play our like Betamax, whatever it is, and they play Shawshank Redemption.
Those Frank Darabont movie, Stephen King book or story.
Yep. Yeah. There's so many good lines in that film. It's hard to say. But...
and I don't know, it just culminates, and that ending just really gets me.
Oh yeah.
When the certain character shows up.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's doing the thing that he said he would be doing, and all that. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to not spoil it for the one person who's never seen it.
Right.
I
hope to see my friend, and it just like doesn't even say anything. I think the last part of the
No,
movie.
yeah. They just like look at each other.
Yeah. Just back music. Yeah.
So very excellent. The warden is good. I like give it up to the good bad guys. The people that can do bad guys really well.
Oh man, and Clancy Brown is Captain Hadley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Clancy Brown's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. He was awesome in the last season of Dexter that they came out with.
And I believe one of the guards is Paul McCrane, who you may remember as the guy who gets melted in RoboCop.
Oh right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also the guy, the dickhead doctor in ER who gets his arm chopped off by a helicopter, and then a helicopter falls on top of him and kills him.
Finishes the job. All right.
Yep.
Wow.
He was like the lovable villain, like in Game of Thrones when Joffrey died. Like, thank God that doctor is gone.
Oh yeah, in ER.
Yeah.
For sure. But yes, Shawshank Redemption, fantastic. All right, my last suggestion for 1994, Clerks, the movie Clerks, Kevin Smith's debut.
Oh wow, 94. Yeah.
I love when they play hockey on top of the roof. I thought that was so cool.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
God, the guy who's counting or looking for the perfect dozen eggs.
Right.
Their discussion about the outside contractors who helped build the Death Star and then just get blown up, you know. Yeah, so many awesome little conversations.
Oh, I agree. The dialogue is what made that movie.
What about the sucking dick thing? It's like, oh, she sucked 10 guys' dicks, and the guy replies at the same time, something like that.
She sucked. I think it was like 30 dicks. It was some outrageous.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember what Silent Bob said about it. He's like, yeah, so she sucked 30 dicks, but not a lot of chicks are gonna bring you lasagna at work. Think about that, or something like that.
Oh yeah, his one line in the whole movie.
Yeah.
It is like a profound thing. Yeah.
But yeah, Clerks.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah. That's pretty much. I mean, he made that movie, and then I think it was like Mallrats, and then Dogma, maybe Jane Silent Bob Strike Back or something like that.
No, that movie sucks.
Yeah, but it's just like diminishing returns for Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Chasing Amy was also good.
Chasing Amy, that's right. Yeah, that had George Carlin, right? Or am I thinking a different one? That's all right.
I believe Strikes Back had George
Carlin.
Yeah,
okay.
he was in there.
Oh, he's
I
in
don't know if
Dogma.
any
He
other
was in
movies.
Dogma too.
Oh, that's what.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's the priest.
Oh yeah, Dogma had what's his name?
Chris Rock.
No.
Ben Affleck.
He played the angel guy.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon and.
Oh,
Ben
you're
Affleck.
talking about Snape.
Oh, wait.
Dogma.
You're talking about the guy who played the guy who dies in what's it called?
And Die Hard.
Die Hard. The guy who
Holy Alan Rickman.
Oh,
Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan Rickman's in it.
But that's neither here nor there. That's a totally different movie.
And a different
Clerks
year.
is great. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get to Dogma.
Yes, we will. All right, we'll now move on to worst movies of 1994. It's a shame Nick's not here. If anyone hasn't found out by now, Nick is not with us for this episode. This
He's
will
not?
be his first.
Oh.
Yes, I know he's been staying quiet the whole time. Too quiet.
Yeah.
But this worst movie of 1994 was for him. But I guess we're gonna have to try and do him justice here. The Little Rascals. The Little Rascals.
You know,
Oh my
Nick-
God, I remember that movie.
Yeah, Nick always insisted on watching that movie. He loves that movie.
I think it might be his
and
favorite.
you know what? He's not here to defend
himself.
No.
Yeah.
He has Little Rascals shirt. He's got a whole room dedicated to just the
And
Little
he
Rascals.
loves that word too, rascals.
He's a
That's
big
like his
fan of the
favorite word.
Yes, those Little Rascals.
Rascal Flats, Rascal Scooters,
Loves
yeah,
Rascal,
just
anything
rascals.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey Nick, Rascals.
Yeah, Rascals.
Rascals.
The Little Rascals. What a
Fucking alfalfa.
great movie. I mean, well, I think it's a terrible movie. Nick loves it. So
Yeah, but
everyone.
Yeah,
I mean-
in my opinion, that movie's fucking terrible, and I can't stand it.
Right.
I
It's
mean, I
yeah.
remember watching it a lot. I guess as a kid, not realizing how bad it was until they.
Same
here.
But,
Same here.
Well,
Right.
remember when that little girl like kisses Alfalfa and then his hair like bring spikes up
Yeah.
in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that like a little kid boner joke?
I believe so. I believe
Yeah.
so.
yeah, I would.
Yeah, and
Man,
they're
I'm not into it.
Yeah, their little car, the Blur, the
Oh, yeah,
Spanky.
the
The
little
kid's name is
soapbox racer.
Spanky.
Yeah, Spanky. Yep.
I can't remember.
I got $1. I got $1.
Oh,
I
those
got
fucking
$1.
kids.
Hey.
There's my mom,
Yeah.
Whoopi, and it's Whoopi Goldberg. And then that little shithead is like, "There's my dad," and it's Donald Trump.
Oh no, he calls him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's like, Dad, I'm gonna be in the race and I'm gonna win. You're the best. Wait, you're the best kid that money can buy.
Donald
that's-
Trump was in that movie.
Yes,
Oh my
briefly.
God.
I did his whole scene right there.
Yep. Spot perfect too. That was pitch
He's
perfect.
starting to pop up now. First Home Alone, now this.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
Yep.
making
yeah.
a big career here. Soon he's gonna make his way to, television with The Apprentice.
And then he drops off the face of the earth, and
Yep.
no one ever hears
That's
from him
it.
again.
Thank goodness. Oof.
But yeah, I mean,
Butch and
just
William,
awful.
the bad
Yeah,
kids.
stupid.
Fucking stupid. It's just that. I mean, it's for kids, obviously, but there's no even when you're.
It's for kids and people like Nick. who
Yeah,
love
people
it,
like
you
Nick
know.
that love those shitty movies. All right, we'll move on to Angels in the Outfield as another pick for worst movies of '94.
Ooh. I don't really recall that movie very well.
Donald
Christopher Lloyd,
Glover?
Donald Glover, Danny Glover,
Yeah,
Danny Glover,
Danny Glover. That's it.
Christopher Lloyd, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This kid is in like an orphanage, and his dad, who is around but isn't like around him, doesn't bother to see him. He asks his dad, Joseph Gordon-Levitt asks his dad, Dad, do you think we'll ever be a family again? And his dad says, maybe when the A's win the pennant, which is saying like they're like the worst fucking team in baseball, which is saying like, hell no, kid, that is not gonna happen. So then the kid decides to take his dad seriously and then prays that the A's will win a pennant. And then angels hear that, don't get that the dad's being sarcastic, has no intention of actually. Anyway, there's a whole movie
that
that
doesn't
plays
make
out.
any fucking sense.
Yeah, that's the whole reason the
So
angels
wait,
show up.
so
because
wait,
he makes a
then they win, and
He
the
makes a
dad
wish.
decides to stay.
No, the dad doesn't bother to. No, they win, and he doesn't even care. They doesn't even bother to go to that. I think he like becomes.
Oh, okay. So that makes.
Gets adopted by like the coach of the team, like Danny Glover or something like that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But it's not bad. Anyway, yeah, angels in the outfield, which would just be like angels in the end zone. They just cover every sport.
Oh no!
At one point, right? We're moving
There's
on
angels
to,
everywhere.
Yep. But never when you need them. All right. Worst movie in 1994. Another one. We've got D2, The Mighty Ducks, and I'm picking D2.
Oh.
D3, I'm going to put in the movies to suggest because it's not bad. D2 is fucking terrible. It is an atrocity. There's nothing hockey related other than they're on skates, I guess. But like
that's right. Yeah, I remember of course the first
it.
one. Yeah, but I've never remembered the second one. I have no clue.
Yeah, the second one they go to like basically like the Olympics. So the Mighty Duck team gets like put into the Team USA team that's now coached by Coach Gordon Bombay, and they have to go play in this Olympics somewhere else, and then they got to go against Team Iceland, which is this big tall like Slovak team, I guess. I don't know. They look like they're from Sweden, even though they're Iceland. I don't know.
Like Viking.
Yeah, Viking
team.
people.
Yeah.
They're like 6'9" teenagers.
Elves.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the
so wait,
same
what
movie.
Olympics is this? Is this like the
made up
Kid Olympics?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
the made up Olympics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
The extra special Olympics. Yeah, it's made up.
Oh.
Made up. Yeah, it's not a good movie. All right, we got another terrible movie. Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's a weird one. That's a strange movie.
That is a strange. I'm pretty sure Baller made us watch that. Time Cop. I don't really recall. I blacked it out, but I remember it being really fucking stupid. And
the only thing I remember is like at the end where like the bad guy is like with his like future self and he pushes him into him, and then you can't touch your self. It like creates like a time paradox, and he turns into like he melts or explodes or as one would.
Right.
It's
For sure.
Don't you have to like drive a car?
Right. That's the thing I remember is like it's like this car on a track.
Time.
It's on a track. It like just speeds up and like goes to like so many miles per hour, and then all of a sudden it just disappears, and you're in time. You're a different time.
So like Back to the Future?
Yeah,
basically.
Kinda.
Yeah.
They had to go.
Time Cop.
Okay.
All right, we will now move on to another terrible movie that I've chosen for 1994. Blank
They
Check.
keep coming.
Blank Check is a Disney movie where this kid gets hit by this guy backing out of a bank. He's a shyster. He's not a good guy, but this kid's riding his bike. He gets hit by this guy. This guy puts his name. He signs the check, but he doesn't put the amount down on the check, and then he has to leave the premises because the police are showing up. So then this kid just has this blank check that's been signed over, so he can put any amount that he wants on it. He goes on his Macintosh computer, his freshly, made 1994 Macintosh computer, and prints out numbers on the check, and he decides on 100, then he's 1,000, and then he decides on 1,000,000, and he prints $1 million, and he brings that check in, and there just so happens to be the exact same time that the manager of this bank, this whole shady organization, what's going on, is expecting a money drop off, and this guy's like, I'm gonna send somebody you've never seen before, just give him the money, don't look the other way, and all that stuff. And the kid is there, and he's like, oh, what a great idea, use the kid. So he gives the kid the exact amount of money that he's looking for, is $1 million. So this kid has $1 million in his backpack. He walks out, and the rest of the movie is him spending it. He like buys a house that's at least, even in '94, would have been around $300,000. He's got like every computer system known to man. He's got a whole wall of TVs. He's got like a swimming pool that's got a slide that connects to the third story of his house. He spent well over $1 million. That's all I'm saying. And the weirdest part about this movie is when the kid and his love interest, I'm not getting a love interest, it's like a 27-year-old lady or something like that. I think she's a cop or something. I don't know. But she kisses the kid who's like 12. And he's like, can't wait till you get like 6 years older. And it's
Cool.
really weird.
Good for him.
Well, good for the kid. The woman,
Right, exactly.
can't imagine the woman like, what am I doing? What is this scene? Are you kidding me? You know.
When we do what now?
Yeah. So like,
I gotta diddle this kid.
Yeah, I diddle this kid. Yep. They go on a date. He takes her on a date. He's like, he cons her into a date, and they end up like hanging out in like the sprinklers or something like that, and like laughing and dancing, and then yeah, it's weird. Blank check. Yeah. All right. We will now move into the end of Pauly Shore's career with In the Army Now.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one.
You never saw it, Brad? Have you seen that, Aaron?
I think I gave up after Son-in-Law.
Good. Encino Man, Son-in-Law, and now In the Army Now. Yeah,
I've seen Son-in-Law an uncomfortable amount of times, and I was.
Oh wait! I'm sorry. This isn't the end of Pauly Shore. He's got one more, but yeah, In the Army Now I've seen once.
Yeah, I have no recollection of this. Yeah.
The big plot twist is that they're like, how does the because he's in the army now, he's with Andy Dick and whatnot. They're like, how does the enemy keep knowing what we're gonna do? And he end up basically he's fighting like a makeshift sort of Saddam Hussein character, and the Saddam Hussein character is like, I watch CNN. You guys say everything you're going to do, and that's the whole thing is that he watches cable TV, so he knows what the next plan is for America's military. That's how stupid this movie is. All right, we'll now move on to another terrible movie, Richie Rich, Macaulay Culkin. Movie
that was about.
Oh my goodness!
Fucking terrible ass movie.
Was it the last movie he did? Really, like as a kid?
Oh, it might be that or Page Master.
Like towards the. I feel like Page Master was before Richie Rich.
I might have missed Page Master to recommend.
Page Master is actually 94.
Page Master is? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Page Master's not a bad movie. That's not a great movie. It's a mixture of the animation and live action, with some classic stories, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and whatnot. But I can understand if it's probably just nostalgia. That's a lot of these movies. I feel like it's just nostalgia, if I like it at all. But Richie Rich is a shit movie. It's not good. It's just stupid. And we'll move on to Street Fighter. It's another worst movie of '94. Street Fighter.
I never watched it.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad, and I feel like is it supposed to be bad? Is it intentionally bad? Okay, well then that changes it all on its head, because if it's intentionally bad, they've done an amazing job, because that is a really bad movie, and it's quite hilarious if you look at it through that scope, through that veil or whatever. That's not bad, but it's not a good movie either way. So it's still on my worst movie.
I was more into Mortal Kombat.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Same for sure.
So we'll have to wait until next year for that.
Yes, I will be putting that on there for sure. Next, worst movies of '94. Next suggestion or warning, I should say, Baby's Day Out. Another shitty child's movie where a baby gets kidnapped by these 3 bumbling criminals who lose the baby, and the baby crawls through the city, and the criminals can't catch the kid. Every time they do, they're close to it, something happens, and they pretty much should be killed. They're like falling off of like buildings and high rises and getting crushed by a gorilla. But I remember watching that when I was a kid and being like, it's not the worst movie, but it is. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Baby's Day Out. Another one we've got a few more here. So 1, 2, 3, 6 more. Sorry. It's 94. There's a lot of shit.
Good God.
Damn.
Yeah. Beethoven Second. The sequel to Beethoven. That's a terrible fucking movie. Nothing redeeming about it.
I don't know. His second symphony, I think, is better than the first, though. So.
That may be the symphony itself, but the movie.
That's all I got for that.
There's a song that plays. I can't can't remember exactly when, but for like the young teenage tween girl, it's so corny and cheesy. It made me laugh. It's totally worth checking that scene out just for a good laugh. But other than that, don't watch Beethoven Second. We got Trapped in Paradise with Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey, where they find this bank that's like basically asking to get robbed. They're robbers. They rob banks. In this like they thought it was like a fictional town. There's no way that was just like a rumor that was thrown around in jail. But they found it, and then they find that the family's really nice and they're trying to help them out, but they can't get out of town and they're trying to leave, but everything it's just a comedy of errors, and but there's very little comedy, and the error is the making of this movie. So Trapped in Paradise, one of the worst movies of '94. Also Double Dragon, one of the worst movies of '94.
Oh, Double Dragon, huh?
Yeah, the movie is
I don't
also
think I ever saw that
terrible.
one
The main bad guy is T-1000 with a blonde haircut and a hell of a goatee. Double Dragon, I believe it's set in 2003 in Los Angeles after the Great Quake, which I don't remember happening. And
wasn't Double Dragon a video game?
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah, Double Dragon was a video game. Yep. Yeah, Double Dragon Battletoads. They joined forces once.
Starting to really pump out the video game movies here.
Yeah. Got a few more here. Leprechaun 2. That's right. Leprechaun 2 has already been made, and it's a year after Leprechaun. And so that's why.
Well, yeah, after
it was just pumping this shit out.
the success of the first one.
Just throw it on the fine Leprechaun 2.
I recall 2 being pretty decent.
Yeah.
Oh wow, a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes though. I might have to rewatch that.
Then we got Police Academy 7, Mission to Moscow.
7?
7.
What?
7.
Oh, I thought they just made 4. Oh my gosh.
You got some watching to do, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm behind.
Police Academy 7, Mission to Moscow. Moscow, which Russia's not even a player anymore. I don't even know what the fuck they were doing with this movie.
I don't know.
Whatever. But the last movie, I'm gonna let you take off. I have the floor here for a second, Brad. I'm gonna get a drink of water. But the last worst movie of 1994 is the movie Hellbound with Chuck Norris. We had the pleasure of actually watching this last night.
Yes, we did. It's fresh in our minds.
So, Brad, go ahead and give us your thoughts on Hellbound. Any scenes that stuck out to you?
Let's see. All right, we got Chuck Norris and his very annoying, very badly acting partner come across a rabbi who's been killed. And why? And then he comes across this servant of Satan who is looking for a scepter to put back together so he can I don't even know what his end game was, but man,
okay,
I had to find this movie because it's not on any streaming service. I found an old torrent on the Pirate Bay from like 13 years ago. There were still people seeding it, so we got it. Just shitty quality, made by Cannon Films. It was actually the last movie that Cannon made.
Yeah, that was the last.
And I don't even know.
I love the context in that guy's fucking eyes and his deep voice. The his Prosatanos or whatever his name was.
Prosatanos,
which is just pro Satan.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's definitely pro Satan.
Just so you know where his allegiances. The Satan's emissary.
So I don't know. What was his end game?
I don't even know.
Take over the world or unleash hell upon the world? Probably.
He
was like a demon guy. So
yeah, his staff or his whatever it is got broken into 9 different pieces and scattered across the world. And he went ahead and collected them, and he just needed the head part of the whole thing, and then he gets it at the end, and Chuck Norris gets it.
And Chuck Norris beats the shit out of him multiple times.
So the demon gets shot, he gets stabbed, all this. None of it doesn't faze him. But Chuck Norris roundhouse kick, you bet your ass. Like it just.
I mean,
beat
it stops the world. So
yeah, right. What does he say when he throws it? He throws the staff at him, at the demon guy.
Does he do a one-liner there?
He does a one-liner, but it's like like stick it to you or something like I don't know, but it's something, here catch or stick something in it. Yeah, and that it's a really we thought it was a made for TV. It was so bad.
Well, yeah, just because it was shot in 4:3, it wasn't widescreen, which led me to believe that it was just made for TV or made for home video, probably actually. But there was that blind monk. Leave.
Oh my God.
Leave.
As Jesus, there's this guy who's randomly shown. Just like all of a sudden, it just cuts to this guy who looks a lot like Jesus, just staring intensely. Like off in the distance, and it cuts again. And
somewhere,
then it doesn't show you where he's from, anything about it. You don't know anything about what's going on. And then like halfway through the movie, all of a sudden it shows him again, but it does like this cut scene, like it cuts closer to him, and then it cuts away again.
Zoom closer, like.
And then there's random like clearaways, or what do you call them, fadeaways, or something like fade to the left, fade to the right, where it just
a wipe, random wipes that show up.
Wipes. Just
in the latter half of the movie. Yeah, it's like someone else took over editing the movie like halfway through.
Star wipe here, star wipe
Yep,
there.
exactly.
It's directed by Aaron Norris, Chuck Norris's like brother, who helped work with him on Walker, Texas Ranger, which, by the way, Alex from Walker, Texas Ranger is in that movie as well. I don't remember the actress's name, but
my God,
yeah, it all is connected.
Towards the end, we were so worried that Jesus guy would just never show up again, which it would have been amazing if he didn't. It would have been so insane because they kept showing this guy randomly. But apparently, he is Jesus, or he's the one who's tasked to distribute those pieces. He was the one who scatters those pieces of the scepter around the world so that they don't get put together again.
His name's like Pro Jesus or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Pro Satanos.
His name's Jesus. He's just Jesus.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hellbound.
Anyways,
absolutely.
We talked about that movie too long.
Yes. Terrible movie.
Rightfully so.
One of the worst movies, if not the worst movie of 1994.
It's entertaining though.
Yes. All right. Now we will move into our music portion of the podcast. We're going to switch over to that.
Here is the music of the 90s.
All right. And we will go with albums that went number one in 1994. So just a collection of albums that went number one. We'll start off with the Lion King soundtrack. Mariah Carey's Music Box.
Oh,
Pink Floyd, The Division Bell.
The
Division Bell went number one. Eagles, Hell Freezes Over, which that title of that album is the response when someone asked them when they broke up, will they ever get back together? The response, when hell freezes over. Well, they got back together, so they named their album Hell Freezes Over. I believe that one, that's like number one selling album of all time.
Hell Freezes
over Billie Jean.
Is that a live album? I thought it was a live album.
I believe it's a collection of their greatest hits and live, or maybe like a double deck or sort of deal.
Oh no, it is a live album.
Okay. Yeah. Eagles, Hell Freezes Over. Boys to Men 2. Boys to Men went number one in 94. Stone Temple Pilots, Purple, went number one in 1994.
There you go. That's
debut album, I believe. REM's Monster went number one in 1994. Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies also went number one.
Wow.
Tim McGraw, Not a Moment Too Soon. Not sure about that. Went number one in 94. And Nirvana, Unplugged in New York. Probably had something to do with Mr. Cobain. What was it again?
That's the one.
That's one. I don't know how many shots.
It takes one, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
he was murdered by Rambo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Unplugged in New York. I mean, that's a classic album. I mean, probably one of the better Nirvana albums post Kurt. Maybe the best.
Yeah, I think it kind of shows like maybe the direction that they may have eventually gone in as they got older.
Mm-hmm.
For
like
sure.
more like acoustic kind of stuff and a little more mellow. Maybe. I mean, that they were also going in a direction with In Utero, going towards noise and harder to listen to.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt did say that he wanted to change things up, and if that alienated people, that's too bad. He didn't care that he wanted to do like an acoustic album or do something, like he was talking about how the Beatles went from Love Me Do to Sgt. Pepper. That was such a change. That was something like that. He wanted to try, but then he was killed by his own hand. So,
I mean, you got Lake of Fire is really good. The Man Who Sold the World, the David Bowie cover, very good.
Yeah. The Lead Belly cover at the end. Where did you sleep last night?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of really good stuff on there.
Yep. And they said they were gonna have a grunge collaboration, a secret guest, and everyone that heard that thought it was gonna be like Pearl Jam or STP or something, and it ended up being the Meat Puppets, a band no one had ever heard of. And they did Lake of Fire, Oh Me, and what's the other one? I can't remember, but yeah, all good, great songs. All right, now we'll move on to personal picks for 1994, albums of 94, huge year. Start off with Green Day's Dookie.
Yeah, wonderful album.
29 minutes
really
long.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dookie. I mean, I was kind of learning some of those songs not too long ago. They're just really simple, but yeah, it's fun to play along to it.
Yeah. It's a great album. Great album. They really hit their stride or hit big with the Woodstock '94 that happened. With the mud throwing, slinging, that set they played was they were great, absolutely great. But yeah, they can't really say enough good stuff about that album. They went through and they paid extra money to basically remaster their songs so they sounded better on that album. Yep. Next album we've got Weezer's Blue album. Their debut album.
He looks just like Buddy Holly.
Yeah, Buddy Holly, Sweater Song, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Good, just
My Name
classic
is Jonas.
album. My Name is Jonas.
Yeah, it's all really good.
Yep. We got 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral, about 94.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a fucking insane album.
That is nuts.
Why is it nuts? What do you mean?
Have you listened to the whole thing?
It's
not the whole thing.
It's a journey. It's a journey for sure.
Yeah, it's a downward spiral, if you will.
Yeah, someone might say.
It's just very harsh,
really dark at the end.
Tons of layers.
Oh, okay.
It's industrial. It's like harsh noises, but it's somehow still like catchy.
Huh.
Really rides that line.
Then you end with Hurt to like bring it all back, and it's like, oh man, it's
okay.
It's like,
so that's a hell of an ending to an album. Yeah, for sure. The Downward Spiral. Yeah. Next album, another pick of mine, the Notorious B.I.G.'s Ready to Die. It's got,
I like it when you call me Big Papa.
Yep.
That's on there. Yeah.
They got Jeff Buckley's Grace album. Jeff Buckley. Guy who holds the what do you call it? What's the name of that song? Oh shit! It's on Shrek. It's been covered 1,000 fucking times. The first Shrek. It was in Hallelujah. Leonard was it Cohen's song?
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah. Jeff Buckley covers Hallelujah, and he holds this note for like 40 seconds. It's insane. It's just like it's like, I don't know if it's like circular breathing or if he's just like letting a little bit out, and he just has like in a really large lung capacity. So but good stuff. Jeff Buckley's album Grace. Another album I'm choosing for 94, Scarface's The Diary, which has my favorite one of my favorite rap songs of all time, No Tears, on it. Which is
that one from
Office Space. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Now the funeral is over. Yeah, and he goes, I got this killer up inside of me. I can't talk to my mother, so I talk to my diary. I'm going off the deep end. I see myself face to face with myself while I'm sleeping. Yeah, it's so good. I love that song. But not too loud, and lock the doors. Just like that guy from Office Space. All right, so we'll move on to Soundgarden's Super Unknown. Super Unknown, 1994.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Classic album there. Any highlights off that you like? I think that is the one with Black Hole Sun, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoon Man, I think.
Spoon Man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The title track is great.
Yeah.
4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
It's like super fucking heavy.
Is it Fell on Black Days? Maybe?
Yep. Yeah. All the hits are on that album.
The Spoon Man is about a guy who actually played spoons like in Seattle, and he is like you'll hear him playing spoons on the song. It's crazy. He's quite the spoon player. I'm not sure what you call that, but
I thought it was about doing heroin, but
yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
No, it's about a guy playing spoons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I was shocked too. And then we got Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View. Had to. I mean, this was their big album. This was the Hold My Hand. This was every Hootie frat boy song you'd heard in the 90s all came from this album. So, Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View. I don't think I would recommend another Hootie album after that because I don't think it's worth it. But after that, we got Offspring's Smash album.
Yeah, that's
classic. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Come Out and Play and
Yep. Self-Esteem. Yeah. Where I believe it was Gandhi's Gun. Yeah, they covered that song.
oh yeah, that band that never made it out of the garage.
They made it do.
Man.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that band.
I don't know. That guitar player was an asshole.
Reunion tour.
The reunion tour.
Make it out of the
Bring
driveway.
it back to the garage. To the driveway.
Another album, Beastie Boys' Ill Communication, came out in 94. Another one we got, which I listened to a lot with The Offspring, because I had a neighbor a couple houses down that had these two albums. Bush's 16 Stone.
Oh yeah,
16 Stone. With like Machine Head.
Yeah.
And
Everything's Zen.
Everything's Zen is the first track.
Good Glycerine.
Little Things.
Yeah.
Calm Down.
Oh yeah.
It's all there. Yeah, it's all there. Pulp Fiction soundtrack. I'm gonna also, and the Forrest Gump soundtrack for suggestions. And the last one, Blues Travelers 4 album came out. That has a song that I really, the more I've listened to it, in the past couple of years, I really like it. A song called Hook. What's great about this song, I'm not sure if I've already told you, just bear with me. But what's great about, at least for me, that I think is that it has the same chord progression as like Pachelbel's Canon, which I don't remember what that's called exactly, but there's a certain chord progression, notes, whatever it is, that just more that kind of, it's almost like a cheat code. Like a lot of times you'll see like the same sort of like chord structure in like churches that gets you like more elated, it's more like an epic chord structure that makes it sound more than what's actually happening, Anyway, so Pachelbel's Canon uses that same sort of formula. It's the same. You use that chord progression and you'll catch people bobbing their heads. The Green Day does it a lot in their songs too. You can change the key to pretty much anything, as long as you play those chords in that same sort of order, in that same exact order. You'll have the same sort of feel. So the song Hook uses those chords. So basically, Pachelbel's Canon in A would be in the key of A, while talking about like how they're singing this melody that has it's a great melody, but the lyrics mean absolutely nothing. And he's telling you that you're only nodding your head and you're only only liking this stuff because of the inflection in my voice and the way things sound. Really what's happening is nothing at all, but you are still hooked to it. And then he brings in the hook. The second verse, he talks about Peter Pan. The reason he couldn't grow up is because of Captain Hook, and also the hook of the song. And they have this whole like kind of like a rapish sort of thing where it's like quick breakdown, and then the song ends. But it's all, I like layers of things. I like a cleverness to it all, where everything is it's not exactly what it seems, and it's one thing built on top of another. So that's why I like it so much. The song Hook from the album 4, the Blues Traveler. All right. We'll now move on to worst albums of 1994. They got Aaliyah's Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Can you guess who produced that album? Any guesses, guys? Who produced Aaliyah's album Age
Will
Ain't
Smith.
Nothing But a Number? We got Will Smith.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. Wrong on both, but I like the guesses. R. Kelly.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was so obvious.
Yep. That's staring you right in the face.
Yep.
R. Kelly.
Peeing right in my face.
Oh god. Another worst album of '94. New Kids on the Block. Face the Music. They are facing the music.
Doing it, huh?
Yeah, well,
Still the new kids.
Yep. Well, they're not that new. You know, I don't even know how to call them kids. They're like middle aged. But they faced the music. No one bought it. And that was it. I don't think you heard from them until like the end of the 2000s. Speaking of people you don't hear from, even though they're still apparently making albums, Vanilla Ice, mind blowing, worst albums of '94. One of them, Vanilla Ice. That might be his last album. I think maybe by then he went to like rock or something, but I don't remember. But I'm just gonna throw it in there for worst.
He needs to fucking thaw out and go down the drain.
Right. Vanilla Ice. Kenny
Vanilla
G's
water.
Miracles, the holiday album. I just throw that up there.
God.
Yeah. Kenny G's Miracles, the holiday album. Did you have that album?
No, but I have heard it at like holiday get-togethers, like as background music. It works as background music.
I don't think I've ever seen more albums of Kevin G at Goodwill than anywhere else. It was looking through the Goodwill section, Kenny G.
It's true. I had to throw this next one on here. I'm sorry, I had to. Mariah Carey's "Merry Christmas." That album created that song that plays every year. Mariah Christmas song. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh,
yeah, that
I heard that on the
Earworm.
radio.
Yep.
Like
still last week,
like a couple weeks ago.
Oh God,
it was still fucking September. I'm driving to work and it just came on. I almost veered off the road. I had like a panic attack.
That's funny.
What day is it?
What month? What year?
I think. Well, it was okay. So it was the Chesterton High School radio station.
Okay.
So I think someone was just fucking around.
I hope so.
Yeah. Some kid was trolling.
3 more albums here. One more here. Marilyn Manson's Portrait of an American Family. One of the worst albums of '94.
That's a good album.
Yeah.
I was gonna it. Yeah, it's a little rough, but I think it.
You got Cake and Sodomy on there. You got
Get Your
Dope
Gun.
Hat. No, not Dope Hat, right? Yeah, Get
Dope
Your Gun
Hat's-
is good.
Yeah, Dope Hat, I believe, is on there.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's very weird and different.
Lunchbox. Remember
Yeah,
Lunchbox?
Lunchbox. Yep, that's
I got my lunchbox in Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have it under
Bastard.
worst albums because it's Marilyn.
Yeah, you can keep it there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
wasn't
just
moving.
begun the era.
But you're feel free to support the album if you like it. We'll move on now to Shaquille O'Neal's Shaq Fu, The Return. I don't know. Just
Didn't
Shaquille
he just
O'Neal.
have a rap song last year?
Yep, he made another one 2 years in a row.
What the?
Wait, is this to correlate with the game Shaq Fu?
I believe so.
Not to. Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
Wow, multimedia
He is
stuff
slowly-
going
yeah.
on.
Knows what's going on. And the last worst album of '94, All for One's album, All for One, their debut album. We will now move on to top songs of 1994.
Yeah, forget about that.
The number one song of '94, Ace of Base, The Sign.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I remember Full
Open up
House.
My eyes are on the sun.
Yeah, Full House. What was her name? Stephanie played this in a band, and all they cared about was their look, and they didn't bother to work on the music. And so when the time came to perform the show, they were bad, but they looked good, but they were bad, and she got embarrassed. And Uncle Jesse and her were fighting, but that was the song they were playing, "The Sign." That's what they were all
And
about.
she learned her lesson.
Yep, and they all made
You
up.
gotta put in the work.
Yep.
It's not all about looks. The more you know.
All right. Another top song of '94, All for One's big hit from their debut album, All for One. I Swear.
I swear.
Yeah.
How the moon and stars in the sky. Yeah, that one. All for One, I Swear. The top song of '94. Boys to Men's "I'll Make Love to You" was also a top song of 1994. We used to listen to that in the car. It was weird as hell. They wouldn't let me listen to like rock or anything like that. You know, it had
But
to
that
be
one was okay.
exactly. Boys to Men was okay. It was "I'll make love to you like you want me to." Just like what the hell?
Oh yeah.
And I'll hold you tight all through the night. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, in the car. Yeah, I felt
Traumatic.
weird. I felt weird. Another top song of '94, Celine Dion, that Canadian showboat and Canadian lady. That was a song, "The Power of Love." "The Power of Love" from Celine Dion. I'm trying to remember how that song goes because I listened to it and I was like, oh god, yeah. It's like you used to hear it like in the middle of like in the 3 a.m. commercials, like get this collection of CDs for only $29.95. It's like you're my
I just remember
and you are my man. Yeah, it's like oh god.
I remember "The Power of Love" from the beginning of Back to the Future.
Yeah, Power of Love.
Huey Lewis.
Okay.
That's Huey Lewis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I know it wasn't Celine Dion, but that's the only song that plays in my head when I hear "The Power of Love."
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was thinking the same. She didn't cover that, did she? No. We'll move on to Mariah Carey's "Hero." Was a top song of '94. We'll get to that one later because that's also one of my worst songs of '94. That song fucking sucks. Such a stupid ass song. It's terrible. It's just terrible. I don't know how anybody even liked that. US3 "Cantaloupe," which is I believe it's just a musical sort of instrumental song, but was a top song in '94.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
We got Lisa Loeb and the 9 Stories, "Stay, I Missed You." "You say I only hear what I want to." Yeah, and then she's wearing like the cat glasses or whatever. She doesn't even wear glasses. It's all fake.
I like that song. That's a good song.
Yeah. We got R. Kelly's "Bump and Grind." My body's telling me no, but my body telling me yeah. I don't do nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Yeah.
12-year-olds, dude.
Yeah, that's context. It's so.
He doesn't say anything wrong with it. Just because you don't say anything wrong with it doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with it. R. Kelly, clearly, you're in prison.
Consent is cool.
We've got Salt and Peppa featuring En Vogue, "What a Man." What a man, what a man, what a man,
Yes.
what a man, a man. Yeah, that one. That was the top
Good
song in
song.
'94. Oh, yeah. We've got Elton John's "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" Another top song in '94.
Yeah, watching lions fuck.
Yeah, who doesn't love to do that? Yeah. We got rest in peace here, Coolio's "Fantastic Voyage." For
I don't know if I ever heard that song.
That's a good one.
Fantastic voyage.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. It unlocked in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know that was Coolio.
Yep. That's a good one. That's a classic song.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he gone.
He.
We've got the Cranberries' "Linger." That was another top song of '94.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, and now we'll move to one of my dear favorite sections of this podcast for the '90s country. For a few minutes here.
It's gonna be a feature all this
middle
decade.
school bus rides all over again.
Yep,
Yes.
we're going through
and elementary school. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
it's all elementary too.
We're gonna have our '90s country segment here. A few songs here. We're gonna start off with Tim McGraw's "Indian Outlaw." Now, this song is a remake from a song from the '70s, the same name. The music video starts off. It just shows like very tight blue jeans and a boot kicking down to get the starting of the motorcycle. It shows Tim McGraw in like which looks kind of like he's like a stripper. But he's all by himself. There's no accompanying band, and he's just got his little guitar, and he's singing, but he's making these like seductive looks at the crowd. I don't know, talking about being an Indian outlaw. It's a good thing. I was wondering if they would only have like an entirely white crew, but the girl that's his woman, I guess, is, I believe, supposed to be Native American descent. She might not even be.
I don't know,
but
I'm gonna find out here.
This whole song is corny and just lame, and the music video is not much better.
This music video is awesome.
That mustache.
He's like playing pool, right? That mustache, the mullet, the
Yeah.
hat. that weird like jacket. It's like a Letterman jacket. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, he's
Oh,
like
okay,
shaking
the girl
his
that's like
ass.
smiling at him, is
Yeah.
she Native American?
I don't know,
It's
but
hard to tell.
Is it just because he's riding an Indian motorcycle? Is that the whole?
I have no idea.
She looks white, maybe with just a little bit of a tan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did they brown face this shit? Oh god.
Oh no.
I don't know. But yeah, Tim McGraw's Indian Outlaw. It was between this and another song I was gonna choose, but I thought this was the worst of the two music videos. Just a really, just a corny, awful. You know. Yeah. Indian Outlaw.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't
we'll
know,
now
man.
move
I
to-
think this shit rules.
Oh, for sure. Then I'll move on to the next song for 90s country. We've got Toby Keith's Who's That Man? And this music video starts off where it's like the backing track music of like some like cheesy Lifetime movie from the late 80s, 90s, where the guy's not even paying attention to where he's driving. Toby Keith. He's talking about who's that car out in my driveway, you know, he hasn't even been around the house, apparently. The song sings where he's talking like, I haven't been here in forever. I haven't seen this place in forever. Everything looks different. He drives by his old house. He sees his wife with a new guy and his kids with, you know, all this, and he's like, who's that man? Where has he been? There's no indication as what's been going on. Did he wake up from a coma? Has he been in prison? What the hell's going on here? He doesn't pay attention to the road at all. He's driving straight down the road, just looking everywhere but ahead of him. And he's like creeping him out. It's really weird.
I actually did not know he existed. I thought he manifested around 9/11 to make like Patriot songs, and he just showed up. He's like, "This is my time."
From the rubble of Ground Zero arose
Like-
Toby Keith.
I didn't think he had a song prior to that damn, you know. Oh my gosh, I had no idea he went back this far. But oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, but yeah, I had no idea he existed.
No, yeah, no, he's back. He's here.
Oh no, you're good. I had to get a drink of water. That was perfect. I was ready to cough my eyes out. Yes, from the rubble of 9/11 arises Toby Keith, guitar in hand.
That's right.
American flag in the other.
With the American flag, yep, and an eagle flies.
My country needs me. Yes.
Yeah, my country needs my music.
Who's that terrorist? Yeah. So all right. Yeah. Who's that man? Just a really corny and just like it's like who's that man?
It is
Running
corny,
my
but holy
life.
shit,
Yeah,
it is
yes.
fucking sad. It's a
Yeah.
sad song though.
Yeah. And the last one,
despite it being corny,
for 90s country, John Michael Montgomery, "Be My Baby Tonight," which is his auctioneer
Be my
song.
baby tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Where he's like,
wow, that's good, Aaron.
I remember. Yep, triggered. Oh, that video. Oh my.
Yep. Where he goes to an auction house or something like that, and he's talking about, he's like, we're going about a mile a minute. Something. He says, "Hey, pretty baby, won't you give me a sign? I'll give anything to I don't mind. Do nothing." And this woman gets up and starts dancing, like with her skirt, and she's like lifting it up inappropriately and weird. And then he talks about how he won her heart at that auction. He hauled her heart away, and we still love and laugh about the way we met that day. And he goes right back into his auctioneer, like, I don't know, chorus. It's really weird.
Wait,
it's a corny as hell song.
You got the right song there?
Yeah, I'm seeing like a army video with like.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I saying here? What is it? "Be My Baby Tonight"? That's what. What does it show? What does it show? I'm thinking of
it's showing
Sold.
like a-
I'm thinking of Sold, the Grundy County auction. Wait, this one's about the air. Yeah, there's random airplanes. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's like an Air Force. He's just there.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah.
There's a woman in a dress, and he's like working on a plane.
Right. Yeah. That's. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
no
edit.
problem.
I'm literally
What
gonna edit
song you
all
were talking
that out.
about, Chris?
That's later. That's
Oh,
Sold.
okay.
There's so many songs like that. Is such
Hey,
a
pretty
shit.
baby, would you give me a sign?
Yeah.
Making mine on mine.
Yeah. It's not that one.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
"Be My Baby Tonight" song is just him, like, fixing airplanes. Doesn't make any sense. Not sure why it's there. I think it was just like, were they like drinking beer, women, and planes? All right, fuck it. You know, make that a video. Sure, put that
Yeah,
together.
there's
Air
like-
Force. Yeah.
All right, we will now move on to next. Let's see, it's top song of 1994. Warren G and Nate Dogg, "Regulate." It's a good classic one.
Regulate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got this whistle. I don't know. Gonna regulate. It's got this
Oh yeah.
really soulful, like
Yeah.
Collective Souls Shine. was on top song of '94. Collective Soul making their way there. Give me a word, give me a time. Show me what love is about. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Why did let the light shine down? Yeah, that's
bad karaoke.
Yeah. You got Sheryl Crow's "All I Want to Do." Top song.
Just have some fun.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all she wanted.
Beck's "Loser."
Kudos to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. Beck "Loser."
Yeah.
I wasn't fancy, I was a monkey. Yeah, that one's classic. And Snoop Doggy Dogg, "Gin and Juice."
Yes.
Yeah, laid back.
Laid back. My mind on my money.
My mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Yep. All right, now we'll move on to the worst songs of 1994. We've got Mariah Carey's "Hero." Worst songs of '94. That's such
you got a problem with that song.
Listen, it's fucking terrible. And you got John Cicada, "If You Go." I don't remember exactly how that one sounds, but I listened to it because it was a top song in '94, and it is also just bland pop, terrible shit, just terrible. I have the '69 Boys, "Tootsie Roll." Let's
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, 1994.
That's a banger. There.
Tootsie Roll. I always wanted to do like that, like not slam poetry, but like, you snap in and bang it on bongos and stuff like that. But like read lyrics from these songs. Cotton Candy, sweet to go. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, just have just have William Shatner do it.
Oh God, yeah, he's the best at that sort of thing. Yeah, another top or worst song of '94. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, "Mary Jane's Last Dance." I'm putting that on there because I'm from Indiana, and that song played way too much, and I fucking hate it because it has a line about being raised from Indiana town with Indiana boys, and all the Indiana boys
Knights.
love the Indiana boys. Hey, they're talking about us. We Indiana boys. How about that?
Indiana boys. I'm
about
an
that?
Indiana boy, and Indiana boys, and
It's
Indiana
all about
boys.
us. Yeah. Mary Jane Landa. So I had to hear it all the time. So fuck that song. Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Fair enough.
Another Tim McGraw song for worst songs of '94. The other one that I didn't choose for the music video. Tim McGraw's "Don't Take the Girl." John and Daddy taking him fishing. He was 8 years old, and it's just like Johnny's daddy or Johnny's friends were like Tommy Thompson, like these really stupid names.
That's the worst name I've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Truly deplorable.
Jimmy Johnson, not even kidding you. That's take my best friend Mo. Don't take the girl because the girl wanted to go fishing with them, or just something girls do. And then it goes into the 12 years later, they're dating, and then they get robbed. And the guy's gonna like take his girl, and he's like, "Take my grandpa's watch, take my wallet, take all this, but don't take the girl." And then a few years down the line, she's pregnant, giving birth, but the mom's fading fast, and he's pleading to God, "Don't take the girl." You don't know whether or not he takes the girl or not. God has his own ways, but that's how the song ends. And we got
that's pretty intense.
Yep, that's Tim McGraw's "Don't Take the Girl." That's why I said one of the worst songs of '94. Janet Jackson's again is in a worst song of '94. Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart, and Sting, "All for One."
Oh.
The song, I believe, was for the movie. It was either for, I don't think it was for Robin Hood. I think it was for The Three Musketeers. That movie with the guy who plays Pennywise. The made-for-TV movie, It.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry,
Yes.
Yeah, that movie with Tim Curry. Yep. All right. And the last worst song of '94, we've got Madonna's "I'll Remember," another generic pop song. Very terrible. Forgettable, bland, boring, plain. Yes, Madonna's "I'll Remember," but we won't. All right. We will now move on to TV shows of 1994.
Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Everywhere you look.
That's good. That's good. All right.
That's the stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Before you get started, I'm unfortunately gonna have to go to work.
Oh, that's right.
So.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we didn't even get the video. Yeah,
You're
that's okay.
you're an hour ahead, aren't you? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were the same time as us.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Good old
Okay.
East Coast.
Well, it was good having you on here.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can do one a little earlier in the future. But,
yes, for sure. Absolutely. All right.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Everyone. Aaron. Aaron.
Yep,
Aaron.
thank
Aaron.
y'all.
Bye, Aaron.
Bye.
There he goes.
TV shows that debuted in 1994. We've got Friends. Friends debuted in 94. Huge cultural hit. I'm not a big fan of the show per se. I tried to get into it. I really did. I gave it an honest try. I just couldn't do it. Just didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that I could predict the jokes.
I never got into it either.
I just didn't like that. Another show that I think it lasted to like 2006 or something like that. It was crazy. It lasted for like 12 years. It was way too long. Way too long. I just don't know how anybody could give a fuck about Ross and Rachel and all that shit. 12 years going. Just give it up.
I remember there being a joke on Mad TV or SNL about Friends. It's like, oh, who's gonna get together? Ross and Rachel and so and so and so and so. And I think one of them was like, whoever the brother and sister were.
Oh, yeah, it would be Ross and Monica.
Ross and Monica?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Ross and Monica, and everyone laughs. I'm like, what's so funny? Because I didn't know, because I never watched the show.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
I missed that joke.
Yeah, it's nothing much. All right, we'll move on to another show that debuted in 94, ER. ER debuted in 94.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old
Michael Crichton novel, I believe, adapted by Steven Spielberg.
No, I don't believe it was a novel. I think he just made a show.
He just made a show? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, very good.
One of my mom's favorites. I think she's watched it like 10 times through.
Like every episode? Wow.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. A lot.
That went on to like 2009, 2008. It lasted forever.
Yeah, Spielberg did produce it.
Yeah.
But created by Michael Crichton.
Author of Jurassic Park, for people that don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Billy and the Clonosaurus.
That's right.
Hey Arnold was released, or debuted, I should say, in 94. Hey Arnold.
That's all you, man.
Yeah, that's Nickelodeon cartoon show. I don't really. Yep. Yeah. I never really watched it. I feel like I was too old at 8 years old for Hey Arnold. And I probably wasn't, but I just didn't like it. Babylon 5 also debuted in 94.
Wow, there's a show I haven't heard about in a long time.
Babylon 5. I didn't see the. I never really
was
watched
that.
The space show.
The space show, yeah.
I don't really know. I believe it was
American
on Sci-Fi.
Space Opera. Okay.
Yeah. Spider-Man the animated series on Fox debuted in 94. I love that one. That one was awesome. That was a good one. That was like my love for Spider-Man came from that show.
Yeah, that show had like 3-part, 4-part episodes.
Really good.
Like really long, overarching stuff. A lot like X-Men.
Yep. Batman too. Batman had like parts.
Oh yeah, Batman did too. Yeah.
My So-Called Life also debuted in 94. As did Gargoyles. I remember Gargoyles being a big deal when it came out.
Oh yeah.
Lieutenant Riker, this is Star Trek, voiced one of the bad guys in that, and I remember my brother John was really excited because he likes that actor, likes that guy. So, but I was a big fan of Gargoyles. I thought it was really cool.
Oh yeah, and Keith David was Goliath, I think the main gargoyle.
Okay.
And everyone knows him from Requiem for a Dream. I didn't just take it out for air.
Oh right, yes, yeah. Interesting thing about gargoyles and that. Yeah. Was that Goliath? I didn't dig it up.
I made that.
Yeah. And the sun comes out, turns into stone. All right. Sister Sister was released or debuted in 94. Sister. Twins on the Disney Channel or something like that. I don't know. I remember watching it a little bit. I didn't really care for it. I wasn't the demographic.
Right.
Party of Five was released or debuted. I keep saying released. Was debuted in '94. Wasn't that the show that Jerry Seinfeld claimed he didn't watch, but he did watch? Was it Party of Five?
I think it was that or Melrose Place. That they were kind
one
of
of the
same.
others. Yeah, but yeah, that was a big thing. I believe that's the Bodine song. Everybody wants to stop closer to free. That song. Yeah, I believe that was the theme song for Party of Five.
Yeah, maybe.
The Tick debuted in '94.
Wow, that was
I'm doing
an interesting
laundry.
cartoon.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, God, I thought it was hilarious when I was a kid. I didn't really
thought
like
it was.
Yeah,
I think. I don't think I found it that funny as a kid, but I feel like I probably find it a lot funnier now.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Just kind of like an odd humor kind of thing.
The Critic also debuted in '94. The Critic.
That show.
It crossed over with The Simpsons. Stars Burns. I love that episode.
And I think Matt Groening had a problem with that. He left his name out of that episode, like in the beginning credits.
I'm sure. I think someone said that was the one he hated the most. Must be Matt Groening. That's the one he hates the most.
Yeah. Because it was like two of the main writers branched off and made their own show.
Oh.
But
yeah.
The Critic, I've watched quite a lot of it. I don't know. It's not as good as The Simpsons, of course.
For sure.
It's all right.
I think my favorite Critic thing is when he's on The Simpsons. It's the Stars Burns. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Another show that debuted in '94, The Magic School Bus. Magic School Bus debuted in '94.
Yep, I watched all that shit when I was a kid.
I always thought that'd be a really cool teacher to have. I don't even care if she shrinks me and puts me in someone's body. Okay, I'll put myself in your hands. I trust you. What was the teacher's name?
Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle. That's right. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going into outer space in a school bus. Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
No
we got
problems there.
All That also debuted in '94. Inside the Actors Studio debuted in '94, which is the basis where I got the 10 questions from.
Oh yeah, it is.
Ellen debuted in '94, which is the famous sitcom before she had her talk show, Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh.
Ellen. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
She had that scene where she said she was gay and it was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And her show's ratings plummeted because America apparently wasn't ready for that. And then Reboot. Reboot was debuted in '94, which was computer-generated graphics. It was like a cartoon.
Shit.
That came out '94.
Wow.
Bringing back memories.
Man, I just had like a stroke. Yeah. I don't think it holds up. I'm pretty sure it looks terrible.
Right. Oh, for sure. It's '94, but it was they're
like blue
advanced
people.
For its time.
And...
Yep. Dabba-dee. Advanced for its time, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I watched that. I couldn't tell you anything about it. They're inside of a computer or something. I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, they are. They're inside a computer. That's exactly what's going on.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, they're all programs, I believe, inside a computer. They got to deal with the virus, which is like the bad guy.
Naturally.
The whole
As
thing.
one would.
Yep. And the last show that I'm going to show up for debuted in '94, The Tom Green Show, which was like a cable access show in Canada, but it debuted in '94. The Tom Green Show would evolve eventually, would go to MTV, and I might pick back up and talk about it then. But ahead of its time in a lot of things, copying a lot of things as well, like Candid Camera sort of deal. But his irreverent humor really hit the nail on the head for that time and place. He would get his chance in a couple years with MTV, but yeah, the Tom Green Show, just hilarious. His dad, he painted the two women like going out on each other and on his hood of his dad's car, and then like tried to he drove it to his dad's where he's waiting for his bus stop, trying to get his dad to get in the car, so everyone that's like going to work has to see that that's his car. The torments, he tortures parents. He'd ask them all questions like, Mom, what's Dad's favorite sexual position? And she'd be like, I could tell you that, and all this stuff. And you would get in all these sort of, but just really, it might be nostalgia, but I just love it. The Tom Green Show, 94. And the top TV shows of 1994 for basic television. Number one was Seinfeld. The number one show in 1994 was Seinfeld. Hell yeah. Number two was ER. Number three was Home Improvement. Number four was Grace Under Fire. Number five was Monday Night Football. Number six was 60 Minutes. Number seven was NYPD Blue. Number eight was Murder, She Wrote. Number nine was Friends. And number 10 was Roseanne, who's finally falling out of favor.
Finally.
After all those years.
Dan.
Yeah. And worst
Actually,
shows.
Roseanne is a good show.
Roseanne, a very good show. It's
very good, yeah.
The first, whatever seasons are up until the very last season. The very last season is garbage. Don't watch it.
Oh, yeah, where Dan died of a heart attack and it's all a dream and she won the lottery or something weird.
Yeah,
Some crazy shit.
She won the lottery. They go through this whole thing, and at the end, you find out it was all a dream, or it's all her writing, making stuff up.
Yeah.
Dan actually died, and it was the whole thing. But yeah, worst TV shows of 1994. We've got VR Troopers. I watched that when I was a kid. That one.
Holy
sucked.
shit! I just had another stroke.
VR. Yeah, VR Troopers.
Yeah,
the
kind of a
Saban company,
wannabe Power Rangers thing.
It's the same company that makes Power Rangers. Made that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a wannabe. I found another show. It's called, it's an abbreviation. It's Mantis is the name of the show. Mantis. If you read the description of that show, you'll find out why I chose that for worst TV shows of 94. There was also the RoboCop TV show as a worst show of 94.
TV show or cartoon?
TV show.
I had never heard of that.
That's what was the impression I gave. All the picture showed TV show. It said TV show, I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Mantis. A paralyzed African-American scientist builds a powerful exoskeleton in order to walk again and uses his new abilities to fight crime. Naturally.
As you would.
What else would you do?
Yeah. Another worst TV show of 94, we've got Street Sharks. I watched this when I was a kid. I loved it when I was a kid. I thought it was good, but I mean, in all honesty, it's probably garbage. It's just these guys who got turned into sharks that have like human legs and shark heads and torsos and are able to swim underneath the cement like they're swimming in the ocean. It's really weird, but Street Sharks.
Okay, that's a cartoon. Okay.
That's a cartoon, yeah.
I give it a little more leeway as a cartoon.
Yeah.
Because initially I thought that was live action. Like,
oh god, that'd been hilarious.
What would that look like?
Oh, I would have loved that. Oh man. And I got two more here for worst shows of 94 that debuted in 94. Viper, which is a show that is basically a Knight Rider, but instead of that car, they have a Dodge Viper. It's the exact same plot. Did not last long, Viper. And now the worst show of 1994. I've got Touched by an Angel. Touched by an Angel, 1994. The theme song of
Always with the fucking angels.
Down the road. Yeah. Touched by an Angel is about
drama.
Yep, that involves angels that interact with people's lives and try and get them to go the right way, do the right things. And then there's the angel of death who has to visit people who are going to die and they don't want to die. And it's a whole thing. Then they go against like demons, or they get in trouble with the Lord. I don't know. Touched by an Angel.
A tree of angels travels to Earth, inspiring people at crossroads in their lives that turn to God. But the angels aren't only teaching people, they're also learning lessons themselves.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Very corny. God loves you. God loves you. I just hear that over and over again. She was like Irish, the actress who played her. And then like Tess, I think something was her name, was the other leading lady. She sang the theme song for the show.
The people being assisted have no idea that their benefactors are angels, of course.
Of course.
But when the person's issue has been dealt with, the angels reveal themselves in a halo of light and reassure their charges that God loves them. Their charges. Yeah, I don't know.
As you would. Yeah. Yeah, as you would. Touched by an Angel. All right. Well, that'll do it for TV for 94. We will move now to the video game section of the podcast. So, video games released in the U.S. in 1994. Okay, and in 1994, for the Super Nintendo on October 11th, Final Fantasy VI was released. One of the best RPGs, JRPGs ever made for the SNES. You can't say enough good things about it. I recently played it. I'm almost through all the way, but I got to do a lot of grinding, and I just haven't really been able to do it. So, but from what I've played, it's really good. The job systems, everything was really ahead of its time. Really good, a lot of fun. There's an opera in this game, a legit opera, where the music
This is
and the
this
whole
is a
thing,
Super
production,
Nintendo game.
Super Nintendo. What they were able
That's
to do
cool.
in Super Nintendo is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And so, Final Fantasy VI, that and like Chrono Trigger are like 1 and 1A in terms of JRPGs for the SNES. They're the best. So, on October 11th, that was released, and I just played it for the first time like a month or two ago. So yeah. Also for these
on your Super Nintendo, right?
Absolutely.
You're definitely
actually,
not emulating.
No, I bought it off of Steam.
Pirating game ROMs.
No, I bought off of Steam. Yeah. Square
Wait, did you really?
Yeah, Square Enix has
okay.
a pixel remasters that you can buy off of Steam. And so, yeah, I bought Final Fantasy VI. For the Sega Genesis, Earthworm Jim came out on October 1st in 1994.
Oh, that's a great game.
That's a classic. Yep.
I mean, it's hard as shit though, but
yeah. This is a big one that's interesting because it's all in the same year. This is all in '94. A video on February 2nd for the Sega Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was released.
Yeah, that's
music.
a good one.
Oh, that's an excellent one. Music done with helping hands by Michael Jackson. For the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country was released on November 18th, 1994.
Yeah,
that made other gaming
That's
systems
a wonderful
look,
game.
Yeah, look, I mean, they
Yeah.
were able to do that. That game looks amazing for that time period, especially. For the Super Nintendo, Super Metroid was released on April 18th for 1994. Yeah. Or 3 arcade games. Sorry, go on, Brad.
Oh no, Super Metroid. Yeah, that's Well, wait, was there a Metroid? There was a Metroid for NES, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And at the end of that one, is it revealed that Samus is a girl?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe so. Is either that one or this one? When you
Yeah.
find out about it, it's like this huge twist, and I'm pretty sure it's the first Metroid though. You find that out.
I mean,
right off the
back
bat.
then it was a huge twist.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays it's like, that's a girl. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
3 arcade games in total for 1994. Those 3 are, and it looks like all 3 of them were released in October. Killer Instinct.
Yes, excellent.
Oh wait, no. Primal Rage was released in August. For the arcade. And the last arcade, Cruisin' USA, was released in October. Cruisin' USA.
Fuck.
Yeah, 94. That game's still around. Still played Cruisin' USA.
Yeah. You go to any arcade, you're gonna find Cruisin' USA or Cruisin' World or one of the variants of
Right.
that.
It's classic. And for the Sega Genesis on October 18th. So February 2nd, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. October 18th, Sonic and Knuckles for the Sega Genesis.
I
And
never
you could
played that one.
You could take Sonic 3 and plug it into Sonic and Knuckles, and you could play you could play Knuckles in Sonic 3 and open up different parts of that game that were previously inaccessible, which is an awesome technology that
Weird.
You had back in the day. I had both
Some
Sonic
kinda-
Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I love those games.
Some kind of specialized cartridge. that
Yeah,
you
like
could,
you open up the
link
top
'em
part,
into
the
each
lid.
other.
Yep, and you plug that other game on top of the other game. Yep. You could also use Sonic 1, but you could only play the special levels with Sonic 1. Sonic 2, you could also use Knuckles and although there were no special,
Man,
levels.
is that like the first example of like, DLC in these
might be.
games?
It might be. It might be
downloadable
the
content
first-
or
yeah.
mods.
Mods in a sense, but it's
Get
not really.
another cartridge to go into the cartridge to
Maybe Game
modify the
Genie.
game.
I don't know. I don't know how that worked out. But
I don't know,
anyway,
it's pretty cool though.
Yeah, for the PC on October 10th, Doom 2 was released.
Okay.
Doom 2. Yep. Everything better than the first. Just it made the necessary adjustments, and it is so much better. Not taking anything from the first game, but Doom 2 just make it's just better, which is good news. So, for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, The Lion King was released
in
November.
Game.
Yeah,
that's a fucking hard game.
I could not do the.
All those games.
Yeah,
are
they were
hard.
difficult. They really were. I could not do the Cave of Wonders.
Who the hell made?
And
Who the
Aladdin
hell made them?
Or where's that place called?
It's Virgin Interactive.
Virgin, yeah. I couldn't do the waterfall part, like where Hakuna Matata, where you're with Timon and Pumbaa, and you're Simba, and I've got to jump on these like logs and rocks, and everything is like a precise jump. When you're a kid, you can't do that shit. And yeah, that was pretty much where the game ended for me. I don't even know. I think we got to the end like Scar one time.
Yeah, it says outstanding graphics and voices, but repetitive, tedious gameplay that's too daunting for beginner players and too annoying for experienced ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good medium. Yeah.
I remember renting it and couldn't even get past the first level. Like, why did they make these games so difficult? Were they actually for like older people?
I don't know. I just really don't know.
Or is that just us being stupid kids?
That might be a bit of both.
I don't know.
All right, we'll get to the last game that I'm going to pick for games that released in 1994 in the U.S. For the PC, XCOM UFO Defense was released on March 15th. I love this game.
The first XCOM?
Yep, the very first XCOM. You can play it on the PlayStation a couple years later, but yeah, the first XCOM. It was rough around the edges, but the ideas were so cool. Were so cool to me.
I never played it.
Yeah,
it's like is it a real time strategy?
Yeah,
it is a strategy.
Strategy game, but basically like you set your guys up like it's like a chessboard almost in a sense, and you guys have like different attacks you can do, and you got to find out where the aliens are, and they're not visible until you discover them in your field of vision, all that stuff. So, and then you got to make the necessary adjustments and whatnot.
Is it turn based?
Yeah.
Like, you take turns.
Yeah. So you've got your turn, and you've got like 3 minutes to make all your moves to set up for the to do there. So and so on and so forth. So,
that's pretty cool.
Yep. XCOM UFO Defense for the PC on March 15th. All right, and now we will go to the worst video game of 1994, and Aaron touched on this a bit earlier. Can you guess?
I wasn't listening to him.
Yeah, that's all right.
The whole
Shaq
time
Fu.
I was not listening to him.
Shaq Fu.
Oh, Shaq Fu, okay.
For the Super Nintendo, Shaq Fu was released on the October 28th. October 20th.
Pretty sure he played that.
Oh, I did. I played on the Sega. Shaq Fu was met with mixed responses from critics upon release, though it has since come to be considered one of the worst video games ever made. In the game's storyline, Shaquille O'Neal walks into a dojo while heading to a charity basketball game in Tokyo, Japan. After speaking with Lietsu, a martial arts master, Shaq goes to another dimension, the second world, where he must rescue a young boy named Nezu from the evil mummy Set Ra. Next Generation reviewed the what were they on? Next Generation reviewed the Genesis version of the game, rating it 2 stars out of 5 and stating that Shaq Fu includes everything a good fighting game needs, with the exception of good fighting. Retrospective criticism of the game has been generally negative. Game trailers rated it number 4 worst in their top 10 best and worst video games. In the September 1997, Nintendo Power had 12 members of their staff vote on a list for the top 100 games of all time. This list included a 10 worst games of all time list voted by the staff, which placed Shaq Fu at 3rd worst place on their list. The article stated that it was not possible to come up with a worse idea than this. The same year, Electronic Gaming Monthly ranked it number 10 on their 10 worst games of all time. And that is the worst game of 1994, the SNES version of Shaq Fu. Yes, not good, not good. And I don't think they remade it, but they made a sequel like in 2018, or maybe it's 2020. And again, not good.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for 94.
Hey, sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. We don't have anything else to say about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Learned some new things. Had some flashbacks like Brad. Thank you again to Aaron for joining us. I'll have to maybe started maybe a half an hour sooner. Looks like we would have made it out just in time. But with that, I hope you enjoyed listening to our conversation, and will join us again for another installment of History with Hersefet. Don't forget to hydrate, exercise, and to like and subscribe to the podcast. All these things are essential for your health and well-being. Take care of yourselves and each other.